All systems go. Prepare for countdown. Five.
Portugal the Man? Because I heard somebody say something about that.
I think we might see that in the potty breaks.
I'd like to hear it. I don't want to watch it. But there are other birthdays today. We could have.
Oh, I'm sure there were. I'm sure there were other birthdays. There was no thought.
No thought at all.
No
discussion.
It was just like, oh, him. Okay,
yeah.
go.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Jim Neighbor's birthday today.
Oh, go.
And then golly, Sergeant Carter. But there was a guy, I don't know his name, I didn't write it down, but he was in a band called, it just made me curious about this band. And so, I've never heard of it. Folk Jokopus.
Well, that sounds fun.
A band named Folk Jokopus. It's John Wetton's birthday today. He was in Asia and King Crimson.
Asia.
Peter Farndon's birthday, a member of the Pretenders. It's Rocky Burnett's birthday. Had a great hit song called Towing the Line. Remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
Towing the line, towing the line. John Linnell's birthday, one of the Johns from They Might Be Giants. Paul Clark from the Bolshoi.
Mm-hmm.
And Ali D'Ameco, Naked Brothers Band. That's a kid band, right? Like it's a band that kids that watch Disney. Aren't they a Disney thing?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Naked Brothers. I think they are. Like it's a little.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Disney show. I think. Naked Brothers. So, but you picked that song because
On this day.
yeah.
Well, Bun E. Carlos was born in 1951 in Rockford, Illinois.
The drummer for Cheap Trick.
Yeah, it's funny.
His real name isn't Bun E. Carlos.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's Brad Carlson.
Oh, there it is. I missed it.
It's
There
hard
it
to
is.
get excited about being a Brad Carlson, but Bun E. Carlos.
You know, it's Brad Delp's birthday today too. I missed that. The lead singer of Boston. Another Brad.
Missed it or overlooked it on purpose.
On purpose. I really hate Boston.
It's a Blues Traveler birthday too.
Yeah, I saw that. I decided not. But for some reason I skipped right over. I didn't even see Bunny. I thought you'd made a mistake, but no, there it is, right there.
We don't make mistakes on this show.
No, yeah, sure, right. We don't
That
make
cost
mistakes.
us $20.
Yeah, we don't make mistakes at all.
Don't look back.
Wow. You're good.
Why do I dislike this band so much?
Because they're terrible.
It's just so.
Long time.
It's just so processed. It's so.
A girl name.
Girl name.
What is it?
Amanda.
Amanda.
Gonna take you by surprise and make you realize.
Smoking.
Very good. Wow.
How many hits? Jeez.
I can't remember.
Feeling satisfied.
Don't know it. The ballad.
You mean the other ballad? This one isn't as
Something in New York City.
Hitch a Ride.
In New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than a feeling.
All right.
There's a lot of weird ones in
Not a
here.
hit.
What is that?
Cool the Engines?
No, not a hit.
Okay.
This is somebody who just like Boston put everything in there.
Oh,
Not a hit.
This one was a hit.
yeah. Rock and roll band.
Yeah.
What is it?
Can
you imagine somebody who doesn't know the show at all scanning through the dial right now and they say, I've
they doing?
stumbled on a madhouse. I've stumbled on babbling idiots. What is this?
Peace of mind.
Oh, God. Why are there so many?
That's not a hit either. Why are there so many in there?
Let me take you home tonight.
Let me take you home tonight.
You know, one of the women who worked here years ago was dating somebody in Boston. That's what it was.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have any Pixies, but
Nope.
we have 500 Boston songs.
Well, we have a few Pixies
Do we have a
songs.
few Pixies?
Not as many as we have Boston
Yeah.
songs.
Well, what does that tell you? Who sold more records?
Look it up. I think it's Boston.
Yeah.
I think it would be Boston.
Yep.
So anyway, hi. We'll do the show. I don't. Again, if you want to check in, just check in. 877-602-9696. Any 3 words you'd like. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. Just say hi. Let us know you're out there. You're ready to. We'll do something better than we just did. I promise.
It could only get better from there.
I just thought.
Wasn't that a Boston song?
It can only get better from here. Yeah. I just thought somebody tuning in around and not knowing who, and they say there's some morons on the radio right now.
Yes.
There's somebody who's taken over a studio
Yes.
and they're babbling. 877-602-9696. Just check in with us.
Yeah.
Any 3 words you would like to use, within the rules of decorum and all of that. Check in with the Radio from Hell show.
All right. Yes, we will be back. 877-602-9696. 23andme.com/x96. Now, I have been going through the results. So what you do is you send them your sample, then they post the results on the website, and then you go there and you can go through, and there are all kinds of health studies and things that you can research. It's not just where you're from. It's a whole bunch of different things. And Father's Day is fast approaching, and 23andMe's Health Ancestry Kit is the perfect gift. Now, for a limited time, you can get $50 off the 23andMe Health Ancestry Kit through June 17th. You might as well get a kit for yourself as well. That way Dad can contrast and compare. It'll give Dad a gift that's insightful. It gives traits reports, gives insights on how genetics can affect things like mosquito bite frequency, believe it or not, motion sickness, fear of heights. Wellness reports can help him make informed decisions about his health. Just a good idea. This Father's Day, get $50 off 23andMe's Health Ancestry Kit at 23andme.com/x96. You got to do the /x96 to get this deal. That's number 23andme.com/x96. Again, 23andme.com/x96. The offer ends June 17th.
Technology has evolved to the point where the ultimate goal can now be attainable. You can enjoy X96 in the comfort. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
You could do that if you like. Call 877-602-9696 and check in with us. Just let us know that you're out there and you're ready for us to begin the show. 3 words. Use 3 words and just say how you're feeling or what you want us to do. Or you can text at 33986. But right now, I guess we should officially, as soon as I have my Mill Creek coffee.
Why don't you have a sip of that while I read the sponsor?
So Mill Creek Coffee, sponsor, and then we'll officially start the program. Okay.
Here, there you go.
I'm having
Okay.
that.
Get a home equity line of credit from Cyprus Credit Union for a limited time. Receive an introductory rate of 3.99% APR for the first 6 months. Get your local branch, cypruscu.com, for more information.
All right. The moon is waxing toward fullness, 74.7% of full right now. The moon will rise today at 4:09 p.m. Today being Wednesday, it's the 12th day of June in the year of our Lord 2019. And you're listening to the morning show that comes from the zone of exclusion. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The producer of the Radio from Hell show is Katie, for short, and I don't know who's helping out today.
Bailey.
Bailey.
Bailey. All right. So, now, check-ins, no.
No? Well, yes.
Yes?
Yeah, there's some
There's
text
some?
ones.
877-602-9696. I think sometimes they want more direction than just any 3 words. They
Any
need
three?
a little direction.
All right. What's your favorite thing to have for dinner? Tell us in 3 words or less.
All right.
Okay.
Chicken fried steak.
That work?
Very good.
That's mine.
Okay.
Let's see. Bun E. Carlos owns 25% of Cheap Trick's profits, but is not allowed to tour or record with them.
Is that Bunny? Is that you? Get out! You know you're not supposed to be touring with us.
I wonder why that would be.
Sounds like a falling out.
Well, yes, but what caused that falling?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's
You
weird.
want me to look into it? I'll look into it.
Please do a little sleuthing.
The guy from Boston holds several patents on music processing machines.
Yeah, I heard that.
3 words, Klaatu Barada Nikto.
The day the earth stood still. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. I got that.
You know what happens with bands? Usually it's a woman or something, or sex, or drugs, or money.
Was it?
That's how drummer Bunny E. Carlos sums up his recent disagreements with other members of Cheap Trick.
that-
So he was very vague. It could be a woman, or sex, or drugs, or money.
Or it could be all of those. You know what? Or it could be chicken fried steak.
It could be.
You never know.
Didn't I hear that, this is just, again, this no source or anything. Didn't I hear that he had diabetes or something and that they had to remove his feet or something?
What?
Or was it him or was it someone else?
I'm not going to Google who had done what rock
What
star.
rock star had his feet removed?
Okay, no, I am. I'm going to Google
Okay,
that.
Okay, yeah, let's see what
Waylon
happens.
Jennings is on there.
What rock star had his feet removed?
You'll get Waylon Jennings for sure.
Who it was? They had a one-legged drummer.
Well, Rick
one-
Allen, that's the
One-armed
arm.
One-armed drummer, and there was a one-legged drummer in an early rock band. I can't think of the name of it now, but I don't know how you do that.
Breakfast for dinner.
Breakfast for dinner. I like breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, why not? Tim the tree guy just checking in. Carrie the coordinator. Pasta and cheese.
Pasta and
Does he have-
cheese.
It's nice instead of macaroni and cheese, you say pasta. Pasta and cheese.
Yeah, I have to figure out something to make for dinner tonight. So help me out. 3 words or less. What should I make for dinner tonight?
Biscuits and gravy.
No, I'm not going to make biscuits.
The only thing that came up was what's wrong with Steven Tyler's feet.
Ooh.
Now, he didn't have them removed.
Are you sure? He might
But there's
have.
pictures of his wonky feet.
He has wonky feet.
Yeah, here, come look.
What, are they backwards or something, or what?
No,
His toes are...
there. It's what's wrong with Steven
So
Tyler.
you got your big toe, the king of the toes.
Your great toe.
Yeah. And then the rest of his toes
are kind of
are pointing toward the big toe, like in a real circular fashion.
and like one of them's on top of the big toe.
Yeah, and one is like...
Well, that's hammer toe. That's called hammer
So one
toe.
one is like
Yeah.
that, and then the others are curved toward his big toe.
That's usually people have that corrected surgically. It's called
Well,
hammer
Steven
toe.
Tyler can't afford the surgery. I just love that I Google what rock stars had their feet removed, and the only thing that comes up is what's wrong with Steven Tyler's feet.
I thought that's what I heard about Bunny Carlos.
Bunny Carlos had his feet removed.
That he had diabetes and he got his feet removed or something.
Would you remove my feet, please?
Not about dinner, but what gets spray paint off glass?
Ooh.
Spray paint.
Razor blade?
Razor blade.
Yeah,
That's what
you
I
have
would
to razor blade it off.
maybe a little. Use a little cooking oil and then razor blade it.
Tacos. Ice cream sandwiches. There you go.
For dinner?
That's it.
That's your dinner.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
I'm gonna get some ice cream sandwiches up at Hatch Family Chocolates.
Oh, they do them up there?
Yeah, they make their own ice cream there now.
Oh,
Have for a while.
I did not know that.
There was a ladder being removed from the freeway by a highway patrol trooper. Secure your loads, people.
Come on.
And no free ladder because the trooper picked it up.
Be careful, officer.
Snowbird, there's no off season. They're opening for summer on June 15th. There's no better place to plan a quick escape. Go to snowbird.com to book your stay. See you at the Bird.
Well, you are right about Snowbird. Let me tell you, Snowbird
Okay.
Ski and Summer Resort. What a great place to spend time. And the summer activities are it's the 15th. Is that this Saturday, right?
yeah,
yes.
it's for Father's Day. They usually open for Father's Day week.
I mean, there's basically no off season for Snowbird.
No.
There's always something going.
Yeah, always open. But the summertime is a great time to go to Snowbird. Now, for this weekend, for the opening weekend, of course, all the summer activities will start on the 15th at 11 a.m. There's a Brew Fest Saturday and Sunday, the 15th and 16th, from noon to 6, and a Father's Day barbecue on Father's Day on Sunday the 16th. So maybe you should book yourself a room and stay overnight. Wouldn't that be nice? Or just book your dad a room and let him stay by himself if he wants to get away from you for Father's Day. The best place to do that, book a room at Snowbird, and to get a discount on your all-day activity pass, you use their website to do it. It's snowbird.com.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour.
Greetings, children. This is your old friend, the Grave Digger. Today I have a frightening little yarn that has all the ingredients needed to make you shudder. Sex, violence, lawyers, and 3 exploding human heads. This tale is called There She Blows, and we'll take you now to the law offices of Parker, Jameson, and Osborne, attorneys at law.
Mr. Parker?
Mr. Osborne.
Parker, your fly is undone.
Oh? Oh, so it is. I was just having sex with my secretary.
But Mr. Parker, that is so wrong. You're a married man.
I'm aware of that, Osborne, and I don't care. As a matter of fact, I'm going back in for seconds.
Parker, your head is getting bigger. Oh my God! Look at all the blood!
What's all the racket in here?
Parker's head just exploded.
Good Lord, what a mess. Hey, what's Parker clutching in his still twitching hand?
That's the Bonneville specific file. He's been working overtime to make the board of directors look better in court. I believe he just finished it. Jameson, what are you doing?
Erasing Parker's name and putting mine on it. I'll take all the credit now that he's dead.
Now Jameson's head has exploded too. I'd better call for help. But first, I'm going to go through their wallets and steal all the money. They're not going to need it, and no one will ever know.
Those 3 really know how to get ahead, eh? Their law firm tried to expand too rapidly and suddenly went bust. Well, in case you hadn't figured out the moral of the story, it's if you're a lawyer and you do something bad, your head will explode. This is the old Gravedigger inviting you to join me next time when our story will be called Chop Chop, Who's There? On Tales from the Grave.
Stick. Spell it with me now. S-T-I-C-K. And now we'll use it in some dialogue between our 2 Utah friends, Elder LeGrand Ardun Jr. and his wayward friend LeVar. The boys have gone to a local building supply store for plumbing fixtures. Let's listen as a conversation ensues. Again, the word is stick.
I think you're going to need a few different things to fix up your problem, LeVar. Just a tube of caulk ain't going to do the trick.
Well, I'll take your best advice on this job, LeGrand. I mean, that toilet's got to where it's leaking so bad, just putting towels around the base ain't holding back the flow no more. I mean, it worked for a couple of months, but this morning I was ankle deep in water, clear out to the kitchen. What do I need to buy here?
Well, first off, you're going to need a wax seal, and then you're going to need to replace that float ball thingy. And then caulking around the base should finish you up.
Well, I guess they should have all that stuff here to Chris and Dick.
Should have. Them 2 guys know how to stock hardware.
Oh, you know them?
Oh, yeah, sure. They're around here all the time. Oh, look. There's one of them now.
Well, who is it? It's Chris?
No, Stick.
The guy with the beard, Stick?
No, the guy in the Oshkosh overhaul Stick. The guy with the beard ain't nobody.
Hey, LeGrand, look.
What?
Looky, celebrity shop here to Chris and Dick's. Look over there, KSL people. Stick Norris.
It's not him. Oh, but it's Stick's co-worker, KSL people, Bruce Lindsay.
Yeah, Bruce Lindsay. Hey, how come he has a different last name than his dad? Why ain't his last name Norse like his old man's?
All right, 6:34. We have Things That Must Go coming up in about 10 minutes. So before that, big boy news and Opinioendo brought to you by
Hoops Vision. Make sure nothing gets between you and your life focus, exceeding expectations in every way. Hoops Vision. Call 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
Carrie, do you have or you'll have a chance to look it up, the Jon Stewart audio?
Yeah, let me.
So let's. Good news, though, everybody. Maxim magazine has named Olivia Culpo the hottest woman of 2019. So that's good, great news for Olivia, and great news
Now,
for
how can they
all
do
of
that?
us.
We're only halfway through the year. What if some other hot woman
She is so
shows
hot.
herself by...
She is so hot
Okay.
that her hotness will extend until the end of the year at least. The hottest woman of 2019, whoever she is, Olivia Culpo. Who is she?
No idea.
She's a model and Instagram influencer.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. And this story, John Turturro, who I think is just incredible, kind of odd. He says that he's going to finally do it. It is a long-in-the-works Big Lebowski spinoff called Going Places. As a matter of fact, he said it's near completion. Nobody F's with the Jesus, John Turturro famously said in The Big Lebowski. 21 years after that film was released, it seems like Turturro is very much going to do that. He's directing the film. It's called Going Places, and it follows Jesus Quintana.
Now, why is
Jesus
he
Quintana.
directing it? Why isn't this...
Because he was
sanctioned.
Because he wanted to do it. Turturro filmed the movie way back in 2016. At the time, he was spotted sporting cornrows in his hair, and somebody said, "What are you?" He said, "I'm playing the Jesus." Going Places is not a direct sequel to Lebowski. As Turturro said in 2017, it follows his life after his release from prison, apparently following being framed for pedophilia. Because you remember, the dude says 8-year-olds, or no, John Goodman says 8-year-olds, dude. So he was framed.
So Jesus was framed.
He was framed. He didn't do it.
My take on Jesus in The Big Lebowski.
Yes.
Very funny in teeny tiny.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see.
I can't imagine an entire movie.
He got the go-ahead from the Coen brothers. They said, "Yeah, you want to do that? That's fine with us." He's been in a bunch of their movies, so he's a talented guy. We'll see. Maybe it'll work.
I mean, Lebowski, you could probably do a Walter movie. Maybe Donnie movie.
A Donnie movie. You want to do a Donnie
Would
movie.
he be able to carry a movie?
No.
If it was Walter and Donnie, that would be a great.
The two of them,
the
a
two of them.
buddy movie.
But the Jesus, I don't know.
Anyway, let's go on. Let's move on to Jon Stewart, who returned to TV yesterday, but not as a comedian, but as a spokesperson for 9/11 first responders. He's been involved in this cause for a long time. These people who, when the planes flew into the World Trade Center, they went immediately to the scene. They worked there. They continued to work there on that pile of rubble for a couple of years, was it?
Oh,
at
yeah.
least.
It was.
And they had developed a lot of illnesses. These firefighters and these police officers, and
the very, very least we could do is help them with their medical
a
expenses.
fund was set up for their medical expenses when it became obvious that they were suffering illnesses because of their work on what's called the pile. And Jon Stewart, he did a big fundraiser years ago to raise money for them. Congress has passed some legislation, but they didn't pass it in perpetuity.
No, it
It
had
has
a
to be
sunset,
renewed all the time.
which is ridiculous.
And Jon Stewart, they had to renew it again.
it's
they're
going to
having-
run out at the end of the year.
At the end of this year. And Jon Stewart had a few choice things to say to this congressional committee, at which only a few congressmen even bothered to attend.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty pissy.
It's about a little longer than a minute.
Okay.
So here we go.
Hundreds died in an instant. Your indifference cost these men and women their most valuable commodity, time. It's the one thing they're running out of. This should be flipped. This hearing should be flipped. These men and women should be up on that stage, and Congress should be down here answering their questions as to why this is so damn hard and takes so damn long. They responded in 5 seconds. They did their jobs with courage, grace, tenacity, humility. 18 years later, do yours. Thank you.
I
Pretty-
posted the whole speech
And they gave him a standing ovation.
on my Twitter at RFHG. You should watch the whole thing.
Yeah. It's about 10 minutes.
And then I heard a guy, one of the first responders that Jon Stewart has worked with, kind of a leader of that group, who said, I have to put the blame in Congress where it lies for this kind of thing, and it's with Republican leadership.
Yeah.
The Democrats are all in. They've been all in.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
Well, that's
Republican
what
leadership.
somebody was saying. Jon Stewart was giving this great speech to the wrong people because everybody that was there in the room
Agreed.
Yeah. It's the people that didn't show. There are a lot of empty seats.
He said at one point, too, that I think, he said, it's your job to do these things. And it made me think, and I talked about this on Twitter yesterday, on a smaller scale and at a different kind of issue, but the same sort of thing. It's the extension of Medicaid here in Utah, covering people who fall through the cracks with Medicaid, and the state of Utah has dragged its feet and dragged its feet and dragged its feet, getting coverage for those people who are getting sick and they're dying, and our legislature here in Utah drags their feet on that, and then when they pass something, they pass it half-assed, and it still hasn't gone into effect. The thing that they passed hasn't gone into effect, and they're not doing their jobs. And I said to Spencer Cox when he was here in the studio, when he was trying to explain, well, it's hard to do because of this money and that money and this money, I said, nobody cares about that. The voters said, we want Medicaid expansion. It's your job to figure out how to do it. So do it. And it's the same kind of thing. It just aggravates me. I felt exactly as angry as Jon Stewart about that issue. Donald Trump bragging about his deal that he made with Mexico, and he had a piece of paper.
Right here.
It's right here. As you
Right.
can see, it's just a piece of paper.
I'm going to start carrying around a piece of paper
My
like
deal.
this to use
Just
as a prop.
a folded.
I have a nice letter here from your boss telling
Yeah.
you that you need to do what I say.
Any kind of issue that you want to convince people of,
Yeah.
it's right here in black and white, ladies and gentlemen. That
Can we
helicopter.
see it? No, you can't see
That helicopter pilot. Yeah, he put it in his inside
Yeah.
coat pocket. Yeah, I've
No.
got it right. It's got to stay here. That helicopter pilot that crashed onto the top of the building in Manhattan day before yesterday, he was lost. He was simply lost in the weather.
Oh, I
He
see
was
what you're
confused and lost, and he'd radioed, I need to find my way back to the heliport. I don't know where I am. I'm confused and lost. And that's probably what led to the crash. Here's a story for you, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Dengue fever.
Disease.
Climate change, of course, poised to increase the spread of dengue fever, which is common in parts of the world with warmer climates like Brazil and India, a new study finds. Worldwide, each year, there are 100 million cases of dengue infections, severe enough to cause symptoms which may include fever, debilitating joint pain, internal bleeding. There are an estimated 10,000 deaths from dengue fever, also named breakbone fever, which is transmitted by mosquitoes that spread also the Zika virus and other
West Nile,
diseases.
you get that.
And something called chikungunya.
Malaria.
And just so you know, it's coming here.
Coming soon.
Because of the way the climate is changing, it will be here in the United States as well.
Yeah.
We'll have to start worrying about dengue fever.
We have my snow tires in the backyard stacked up.
Well, I bet that looks nice.
Because we need to move them to somewhere else to store them, and I told Joe, I'm like, there's going to get water in there, and we're going to breed mosquitoes if we don't get rid of them.
Absolutely. Well, thank God our legislature and our Congress is doing something important. A Utah County mountain peak that blocked a raging wildfire from spreading to a small town could get a new name under a bill introduced in the U.S. Senate yesterday.
This must be important.
The unnamed peak would be known as Miracle Mountain, according to legislation that celebrates the survival of Elk Ridge during the Bald Mountain Fire last year. Adversity always brings out the best in Utahns, and the tragic fires in Utah County last fall were no different, said Senator Mike Lee, the bill's sponsor.
Look over here!
I'm proud to help honor the faith and hope of the Elk Ridge community by naming the peak where that fire that halted the fire Miracle Mountain, because that mountain, ladies and gentlemen, it was moved into place.
It leaped up.
It threw itself on the fire. It's a miracle.
Look over here. I'm Mike Lee. Look over here.
I'm glad Mike Lee's doing something
is important.
Don't look at that stuff. No, over here.
I'm
naming a mountain.
Why don't you pass the bill to give money to the people?
But I got this mountain thing I got to do.
You know, they found a 40,000-year-old frozen, severed wolf's head.
Ooh.
There's a picture of it. I don't know if we have it. I'll tweet a picture of it later. Preserved by permafrost, complete with fur and teeth.
Wow.
In eastern Siberia. Yeah.
And how old is it?
40,000 years old.
Wow.
Locals, and it is ugly.
Well, that can't be. The Earth's only 6,000 years.
Yeah. Locals looking for mammoth ivory found the remains on the banks of the Tikhir River in Yakutia before bringing it to the Mammoth Studies Department at the Academy of Sciences of the Republic of Ska. X96.com/live. There it is.
That is pretty well preserved.
Yeah, and the reason they're finding these things, of course, climate change. Climate change. That's why they go out looking for woolly mammoth tusks, ivory tusks, and they're able to find them because climate change. And one more quick story for you, Gina. Zombie snakes in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. I read about
dengue fever and zombie snakes?
The North Carolina Division of State Parks and Recreation posted a Facebook item about zombie snakes, sending some people into a frenzy. What they are eastern hognose snakes, and as the Parks and Division said, they are non-venomous. It says here they're harmless, but just because they're non-venomous doesn't mean they won't bite you.
Exactly.
They do, however, exhibit some strange behavior. When threatened, actually, they probably don't bite you because this is what they do. Yeah?
Well, go ahead.
Eastern hognose snakes often play dead. They roll onto their backs and open their mouths. So it looks like they're dead.
But then when you get close to them,
oh yeah, there you
then
go.
they bite.
Yeah.
So I don't think zombie snake is a very good term. I don't think this applies here. I think possum snake.
Yeah, there you go. They're playing
Because they're
possum.
playing possum until you get close, and then it's
Ooh. It says it'll flip on its back, convulse for a short period, and may even defecate and regurgitate food. It will then remain motionless with its belly up, mouth open, and tongue hanging out.
That is commitment to the bit.
It will play dead for several minutes before cautiously turning over, looking around to see if it's safe to crawl away. Well, it seems to me that something that's going to eat a snake, if the snake plays dead, that thing will go, oh, my work's done for me. I'm going to eat you now.
And it's fresh.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. That's it. Sports weather traffic.
Get a furnace and AC tune-up for just $44. That's a hail of a deal. Get comfortable. Stay comfortable with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HALE. Real Salt Lake lost last night. We won't mention that because it doesn't count.
It doesn't count?
I mean, it doesn't count.
It doesn't?
It's not.
I
What do
believe
you mean
you.
it doesn't count?
I believe you because I don't know how soccer works.
I mean, it counts in the cup, but
What cup?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Is
count.
it the cup that
What
they,
cup?
This one?
FIFA Women's World Cup, though.
Yeah, what happened? I didn't see it.
It was. I'm sure Katie watched it yesterday.
Because we had a viewing party here
Yeah.
at the station.
I mean, it was a little sad.
Oh, because...
Poor Thailand.
Oh, poor Thailand.
They kind of
Oh.
beat up on.
Well, I mean, because wasn't the women's ranked like #1 and they're like 13?
34th.
Oh, 34th. I was being generous.
They're small girls.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, to see them on the field, the
Yeah.
USA and the Thailand women. Anyway, 13-0 was the first.
Well,
They play again next on Sunday. They play Chile. That'll be more difficult one for
Who
them.
does Thailand play next?
Nobody.
I think
don't
they're going home.
Yeah.
Well, I think they play another game.
Oh wait, no, they do. They play Sweden.
Yeah, this is
that'll be
Okay.
fun.
And then in the Stanley Cup, Lord Stanley's Cup, it's tied 3 games apiece, and let's see.
yes.
Hold on. Today at 6. Sorry, I wanted to give you the time for that game.
Oh.
That's sports. Weather, it's even more summery and more delightfully and more sunny. 86 for a high today. Traffic, we've got residual delays remaining I-15 southbound in Riverdale. It's from overnight lane restrictions. All lanes are now open, but traffic is struggling to get back up to speed. The Blocks is downtown Salt Lake. There are more than 80 events every month. For a full listing of performing and visual arts events, visit theblockslc.com.
All right. Thank you very much. Is this sponsored?
Things That Must Go brought to you by, are you a loving dad who only wants the best for his children? They're here to help. It's 801 Fathers, the law office of Jolly and Jolly. They're here to help.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program, and you need to get it off your chest. So you send it to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. That's the email address. You put "must go" in the subject line, and if we read the things that are bugging you on the air, maybe, just maybe, it'll help you out. Maybe they'll go, or maybe you'll just feel better. Gina, why don't you begin today?
Okay, this comes to us from Megan. She says, in addition to working as a software developer, I've been making and selling various handmade items and art pieces for over a decade, and I do this at festivals, craft shows, convention. My things that must go are people that are talking to vendors. Remember, it's a real live person on the other side of the vending table. Here are some examples. Number 1, well, I can make that.
Well, then do it.
No, you can't.
Oh, man.
I don't sell my patterns to you, and you probably don't have the skill or the time. That's why you're here at the show shopping at my table. Number 2, well, that's too expensive. No, it's not. That's how much it is. Yelling or insulting the vendor for not agreeing to lower the price. Number 4, do you have a real job? Yes, I have a real job. I'm a software engineer. This is my hobby.
People ask. Jeez.
Number 5, can I get that at insert cheap box store here? No, no, you can't. Asking to take a picture and then afterward declaring the pic is so a friend or relative can make it for you for cheaper.
What? Do a-holes only work in this industry?
Talking about items as if the vendor can't hear you, like I'm 2 or 3 feet away. Usually it's just rude chatter, but the main reason my booth has never been shoplifted from is people stand there and discuss whether or not they can just walk off with something and act completely flabbergasted when I say, well, you can try, but I don't recommend it. I can run faster than you.
The hell?
As rude as people can be, I love vending, and the majority of customers are great. It's just draining dealing with the bad seeds a few times an hour. Megan. That's the only one I have.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I'll go. I have one of my own. Insurance. I bitch about insurance, but it's really come up again this time because we changed insurance companies. I won't name the insurance companies, but we changed from a company that was insuring us for quite some time.
Yeah.
They were our insurer, and they weren't great, but they were okay. And so we've changed to a new insurance company this year. And what has that caused in my life? Well, the specialists who are familiar with my conditions, particularly my back surgeon, the orthopedic surgeon who
the
did
good
that.
one, yeah.
He's really good. Well, he's not under our insurance plan anymore. The guy who intimately knows the problems I am facing.
So not only do you have to find one, but explain your whole back history.
Well, I mean, he'll consult probably with get the records from the other guy, but still, that just infuriating. An insurance company saying, "I'm sorry, you can't have your doctor anymore. Sorry, the doctor who's been good to you, you can't have him anymore." And I purchased with this insurance company, I purchased the extra amount. For a little amount more, said because you'll have out-of-network coverage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe not so much.
I go to a specialist that I've been going to for years, another specialist, and they said, "No, I'm sorry, your insurance doesn't cover." I said, "Well, I got the out-of-network." I said, "That doesn't matter. We're out of network," but they said we're not.
Only certain out-of-network.
We're not.
Yeah.
Because you don't work at the right hospital. You don't have purview.
Exactly.
It's just it's criminal. It's
we had
extortion.
We had that other insurance for a couple of years, and in that time, I started developing new relationships with new doctors, and I got to the point where I liked them. And now today, I have to call my doctor and say, "Guess what? We have to break up."
Yeah, it's criminal.
Yeah,
it's extortion, is what it is, and it makes me angry. In case you couldn't tell. Good morning, lords and ladies. I can say ladies now because Katie for short is there. Here's my list of things that must go. The laundry room at my apartment complex must go. They recently put in all new washers and dryers and made a big deal about how you don't have to use change anymore because there's a card reader on every machine. This would be great if it ever worked. In the 2 months since the machines have been installed, there has been a sign on the door stating that the card machines are down and change is preferred. Also, the leasing office doesn't carry change, and you have to call the company that runs the machines for refunds or questions. Of the 10 washers and 10 dryers, only 4 or so work at any time, so you have to get the laundry room super early on the weekend to find an open machine. Oh, you have to get there super early in the weekend to find a machine. And then I've started, I think it's criminal that they're charging you for the washing machines in your apartment complex. Because that's just pure profit for them. That's all that is. And my Midwestern cousin and her family that don't understand why there needs to be a pride parade. I have had to hide her on Facebook because she says things like, "I don't care if you're gay, but I don't need it shoved in my face." Does moving to the Midwest automatically make you a stereotypical Midwestern mom? She even has the "Can I speak to your manager" haircut now.
The "Can I speak to your..."
She was never like this growing up, and I can't really unfriend her because she's family, and it will cause drama. Thanks for letting me listen. Keep up the good work, Biff. And then finally this one, people saying unless when it should be unless. There's no such word as unless, Bill.
I've never heard you say unless.
I don't think I say unless, but
all right.
That's what
but if you stand next to a hot microphone for more than 30 years, you're bound to say something like that.
Yeah.
All right. First one from a listener. It says, "Feel free to use my name," but there's no name. So this might be yours. When guys ask me, "So why don't you have a boyfriend? You're so pretty, smart, hot." I really think they mean this as a compliment, and I can't speak for all women. But it does not come off as a compliment to me. Maybe I just haven't met the right guy yet. Maybe I don't want a boyfriend at the moment. On the same note, Unsolicited blind date fix-ups must go.
Yeah.
Just because I happen to be single does not necessarily mean I want to be hooked up with your random friend who is 15 years older than me. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like a bitter old lady here. I don't know who that's from. Finally, these from myself and my wife. Because, you know, a little window into the trials and tribulations that happen in our lives.
You struggle, so.
It's real. Things that must go. You know when you buy new light bulbs and you change them and the old ones are not the incandescent ones, and then you change for the fluorescents, you know? So all the lights in like one room, they're all like different brightnesses.
Yeah, I
and
hate
warmths.
that.
Isn't that
That's
terrible?
so-
It is. My God.
It's
You're
just
so
miserable.
brave.
It drives you crazy,
You're
doesn't
so
it?
brave.
Thank you for noticing that.
I don't know how you put up with it.
Also, you know when you get your car detailed
Yeah.
and they armor all your pedals,
They're slippery.
slippery, and
I know.
it's scary.
I know. You have to tell them, please don't armor all the pedals.
Another problem that we encounter in our lives, check-in times for hotels have got to change because you're paying for less than 24 hours in the
True.
room. Check in at 11. This is how it should be. Check in at 11, check out at 4 p.m. So listen, cool boutique hotel chain, this is I would pay extra for these check-in times. And then finally this, when you have a party at your house for your work friends and you clean the bathrooms and then no one uses the bathroom.
Oh, God, I wish I'd gone to the bathroom.
I didn't know.
Man, you are brave.
That must go.
I'll come
on
over
the
today.
radio. From Hell Show.
Please do. Come today and use the
They're
bathroom.
not fresh anymore, though.
Well, they are. It still are.
Still pretty fresh?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Crash northbound I-215 at California Avenue exit ramp. Doesn't look super serious. Cars are off to the right shoulder, but might cause some slowage in the area. Residual delays remain I-15 southbound in Riverdale. It's from overnight lane restrictions. The lanes are open now, but traffic is still trying to get back up to speed. Get a furnace and AC tune-up for just $44. That's a hail of a deal. Get comfortable, stay comfortable with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HAIL.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, coming up, we got round one of your boners. Also, we'll tell you about our, and I think we can tell the reason that we got together last night, too, coming up. Sure. Stand by for that. Yeah, we'll have all that on the way. GetQuip.com/X96. Used my Quip electric toothbrush this morning. Love it. I think this is a great idea to give as a gift. Father's Day, graduation, good idea. They have kids versions, so if your kid's graduating from whatever grade, you know.
Send them off to college with a new toothbrush.
Oh yeah, perfect idea. See, it's the gentle vibrations. It vibrates every 30 seconds for a full 2 minutes, so it reminds you when to switch and sides, and that way you get a full clean. Most people don't brush the full 2 minutes that you're supposed to, or clean evenly, and so the pulsing vibration every 30 seconds will help you remember. And the kids brush are a great one that helps get the kids in a good adult routine, so to speak. Many reasons that I love Quip and why over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do as well. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/X96 right now, you get your first refill pack for free. Your refill pack is your new brush head that comes every 3 months, and you don't have to think about it. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/X96.
The Toyota Salt City Sounds Concert Series.
I had a Mary Jane candy yesterday.
I've never heard of a Mary Jane candy.
Mary Jane's. Mary Jane's.
You
Never?
get that in Colorado?
It's you ever heard of Mary Jane?
No.
Famous old candy. Originally made in 1914
That's probably stale.
by the Charles N. Miller Company, later by Stark Candy Company, now manufactured by Necco.
Oh.
And
Did you go back to Backyard Birds?
no, my my 11-year-old daughter, little Mrs. Bill, went up to the 7-Eleven and came back and said, "Look, they have Mary Jane's up there."
She knows what that is?
Sure, she's had them before. But listen, we know candy in our family.
Old candy.
And new candy. They know all kinds of candy. The candy, Mary Jane's, Charles Miller invented this candy and named them after his favorite aunt, Mary Jane.
Ah.
And there's a picture of a little girl on
Wonder how his other aunts felt about that.
well, he had a favorite aunt, Mary Jane. Maybe he didn't have any others, but they're terrible.
Really?
I'd forgotten how terrible they are. I think they maybe used to be a little better. It's peanut butter, essentially, or peanut. There used to be peanut butter, sort of more peanut butter in them, and peanut butter and molasses.
Oh.
And they're chewy, like taffy.
Yeah.
But now they're just more sort of molassesy and sugary and very little peanutty. I was disappointed, but she was excited to find them and enjoyed them. Never had a Mary Jane? Would you eat a Mary Jane if somebody gave you one?
Not when you've described it, how terrible it is.
Well, but I mean, if I just said it was peanut butter and molasses, would you go, "Oh, I'll try that"?
Yeah.
You don't have anything against molasses? No. It's just kind of.
What would I have against molasses?
Well, I don't know. You have weird food things.
Molasses is fine.
I thought, I think it's
I have things in common with molasses.
That's well, you're as slow as it.
Yes.
But in January, that's what my mother used to say. Would you hurry? You're as slow as molasses in January, which is I think the slowest of all molasses.
And I'm referencing Bugs Bunny twice again on today's show.
Yeah.
He was borrowing a cup of molasses from somebody. He had his coffee cup. Elmer shot a hole through it. And it's snowing around, okay? And it starts to run out, and he goes, I didn't think molasses would run in January.
But
there you go. And then of course there's all different. There's blackstrap molasses, which is the realies. See, I didn't think you'd like molasses because it's too strong.
It's
it's like strong syrup.
You don't need a spoonful of it. It's an ingredient amongst other things.
Some people use it in lieu of syrup on things.
Ew.
They'll drizzle molasses on their pancakes or on cereals or whatever. I find it a little. Oh, and the brand of molasses that you buy in the grocery store
has a rabbit on it.
It's Brer Rabbit.
Yeah.
Brer Rabbit molasses. So I
insist on Brer Rabbit molasses.
I don't
when
think
buying molasses.
I don't think we can go into the whole reason that why Brer Rabbit might be on the.
Ask your grandpa about Song of the South, kids.
Yeah. Or when you go to Disneyland, what is it? Big
It's
Thunder
Splash
Mountain? Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is full of characters that Disney no longer promotes or uses.
But they're in there.
Yeah, that ride.
But that's the only place. Your laughing place. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
Your laughing place.
That's where Brer Rabbit is.
Yeah. I like that ride, actually.
Always get wet.
And it's a nice place to cool off at Disneyland.
Utah's original alternative, X96.
707.
It's not a great idea to have a party with whiskey on a work night.
I wondered why y'all picked that day.
Did we?
I didn't pick it.
I didn't either.
Because I wouldn't have picked a
Mike
Tuesday.
picked it.
Was it Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike picked it. Okay. All right.
Mike is the attorney, so he doesn't know. He's probably just getting up.
Probably.
Yeah, it's so we had whiskey, and it's not a good idea.
You can have whiskey and not have a lot of whiskey.
It's not a good idea to say to someone, "Why don't you take that bottle of whiskey home with you?"
Oh,
again,
as your husband did to me. Why don't you just take that home with you, Bill? Okay.
Just because you have it doesn't mean. Do you know how long I've had that particular bottle of whiskey?
Well,
About 2 years.
Aren't you the soul of temperance? Aren't you wonderful?
Have it doesn't mean you have to drink it.
It doesn't?
No.
We had.
Yes, it does.
We have well, Gina was keeping for us a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 20-year whiskey, and it's rare and it's some of the best of the best, and we save it for when we sign new contracts with the radio station.
Now I recall only drinking it one other time.
We've had it. I could tell you the exact date we got it, and I believe it was 6 years ago. But I will.
But so every time we sign a new contract, we have what we call the whiskey ceremony, and this time we had our contract attorney, Mike, because he really did the hard work for us on this one. Yeah. We had him over as well, and we all toasted with the 20-year Pappy. And
we should have just left it at that. Because there was just enough. There was just enough to have a sip.
Yeah, there was. It was down to about 2 inches in the bottom of the bottle.
It was just enough for everybody to have a sip. I think. I'm sorry we didn't just leave it at that. But
I was there too.
Well, again,
and I had that
again, and pin a rose on your nose.
Nobody made you drink any more
I'm
than
not
that.
saying anybody did.
Who's got roses on their nose?
Except it was there. Why did you drink the whiskey? Well, it was there.
No, let me back up. So when we were talking about toasting with the Pappy, the same bottle, which I have been in control of for these many years, for this very reason.
I know, it's because that's why I said you better keep it.
So there was some concern that there wouldn't be enough for the toast, and because there was about enough for.
There was just enough for
So I said, I have a bottle of bourbon that a friend of the program gave us a couple of years ago. I'll bring that too, so we don't. Just because there seemed to be some concern that there wasn't enough to toast with.
I kept asking, is there enough? And Carrie, it didn't help matters. I showed restraint. I showed some restraint because Carrie leaned over to me quietly and said, I know you like gin. I have some really nice gin from
Edinburgh
over there. Some really nice gin. And I said, no, thank you.
No.
Thanks, but no thanks. That's a nice offer, but no.
And
I stuck with the whiskey.
So that was the drink, but Carrie and Sue put out this fabulous charcuterie.
I had no idea there was going to be so much food there. I was just like, wait a minute, why did I shouldn't have gone to dinner.
With bacon, homemade bacon jam.
It was
tell
bacon
everyone,
bourbon jam,
Tell everyone what's in it.
Okay, I assembled it, so I should remember. There is, of course, bacon, onions, pretty much a whole onion, brown sugar, some bourbon, of course, a little bit of cayenne pepper in there.
Yeah.
And a couple of other things, but you just do it up till it's nice and thick and sticky and tasty.
It was amazing.
Good, really good.
And Sue says, Gene, I'll send you the recipe. I'm like, send it to Joe. Because you send it to me, I'm not going to do anything with that. No. And she did, by the way. She sent me the recipe last.
Good. So it was nice. The spouses came as well.
Your
which
yard
was also
looks
nice.
great.
I'm glad you enjoyed the yard.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the thrust of the story is, yes, we have signed another contract with the station for 2 years.
2 years. So,
You're stuck with us.
So you're stuck with us.
I'm sorry. We apologize. I know there were those of you out there rooting. You tune in every day to see if we're still here. Rooting
They're
for
still
us.
on?
Yeah. What? They're still there? Mm-hmm. Well, we are. Yes. I ran into an old radio friend of ours yesterday too, Sue Kelly.
Skelly.
She was just great. She had just purchased a kugel.
A what?
A kugel.
What is that?
It's a big Danish pastry thing at Trader Joe's, and she said I usually order these from the bakery I think they come from like Wisconsin or someplace like that. I've had them before. But I usually order them direct from there, but I ran out.
Oh, no.
I'm giving I give this to our engineers. They do really good job for us, so I give this to the engineers.
Nice.
I said, yeah, we don't do that with our engineers.
No.
We should. Maybe they'd like us better if we bought them treats.
No kugels
because they
for
hate
our
us.
engineers.
No, but then you set a precedent.
Yeah. Yeah, no kugels
See,
for
that's
our engineers.
I would counsel Sue to not do that, because you're setting a precedent. Because then the time that you forget the kugel, then it's like, hey, she didn't get us a kugel.
Mm-hmm. But she said she said how are things going, and I said, well, we're getting together tonight to celebrate. She said, oh, that's just wonderful you've signed. So she was happy we signed a new deal. So
all right.
So at least there was that one person who said great, and our spouses said, I'm so glad you did that. Now I can go buy new chairs.
New chairs?
Yeah.
All of our spouses said that?
My spouse said that.
What kind of new chairs are you getting?
We need chairs.
For what sort of, like dining room chairs?
Yeah, and my wife wants Eames chairs. Original Eames chairs.
Oh. How many?
At least 5.
Well,
those breakaway wrestling chairs are expensive. Go through them.
Crash southbound I-15 at 13th South in Salt Lake. The left lane is closed. Crash northbound I-15 at SR-92 on-ramp in Lehigh. Right lane closed there. Crash northbound I-215 west at California Avenue. Right shoulder affected there. And I thought someone saw another ladder. Yeah, free ladder, middle of southbound I-15, point of the mountain. Don't grab a ladder out of the middle of southbound I-15. That sounds dangerous. The 5th annual Wee Beer Festival at Golden Spike Event Center, Saturday, June 15th, featuring 45 different local artisan brews, entertainment vendors, food, and more at goldenspikeeventcenter.com.
Let's see, we have boners round 1 coming up. Here are the candidates. Number 1, and mother agrees too. Number 2, well, at least he plagiarized an intellectual. And number 3, leave nature alone.
All right, all 3 of those boner candidates for round 1, along with big boy news and opinioendo after these. Ran Life.
Yes, mortgage. If you want to buy a house, you generally have to get a mortgage. And I would suggest that you perhaps do that through our local mortgage company, Ran Life. They've been here in the Valley, geez, I don't know how many years now. We've been dealing with them for 10 years at least, I'm sure. I've done a refinance with them. They're great people to work with. And they go the extra mile. They even came to work here and picked up paperwork from me last time I did it.
Because they're local.
Yeah. So the economy is strong right now. It's a good time to look at buying a home. And if you're not quite ready to buy a house, when you get a hold of Ran Life, they'll say, your finances aren't quite in order enough to do it yet. But here. And they'll put you on a plan. They'll say, if you do these things, your credit will improve, you'll get yourself into a position, and then you'll be ready for a mortgage. So they're your local mortgage specialists at Ran Life. Call them, 801-478-4500. That's 478-4500, or the website, ranlife.com.
The Toyota Salt.
Children, this is your old friend, the Grave Digger. Today I have a frightening little yarn that has all the ingredients need to make you shudder. Sex, violence, lawyers, and 3 exploding human heads. This tale is called There She Blows, and we'll take you now to the law offices of Parker, Jameson, and Osborne, attorneys at law.
Mr. Parker?
Mr. Osborne.
Parker, your fly is undone.
Oh? Oh, so it is. I was just having sex with my secretary.
But Mr. Parker, that is so wrong. You're a married man.
I'm aware of that, Osborne, and I don't care. As a matter of fact, I'm going back in for seconds.
Parker, your head is getting bigger. It's... Oh, my God. Look at all the blood.
What's all the racket in here?
Parker's head just exploded.
Good Lord, what a mess. Hey, what's Parker clutching in his still twitching hand?
That's the Bonneville specific file. He's been working overtime to make the board of directors look better in court. I believe he just finished it. Jameson, what are you doing?
Erasing Parker's name and putting mine on it. I'll take all the credit now that he's dead.
Now Jameson's head has exploded too. I'd better call for help. But first, I'm going to go through their wallets and steal all the money. They're not going to need it, and no one will ever know.
Those 3 really know how to get ahead, eh? Their law firm tried to expand too rapidly and suddenly went bust. Well, in case you hadn't figured out the moral of the story, it's... if you're a lawyer and you do something bad, your head will explode. This is the old gravedigger inviting you to join me next time when our story will be called Chop Chop, Who's There? On Tales from the Grave.
Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, remember that info. You will need it to vote for round 1 of your boners. Here we go. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. Boner means mistake. You're going to listen to all 3 of them and then decide which one of these is the worst and therefore most qualified to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See if it wins here. It does secure a spot in Boner Dome. All right. It's not the boner of the day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. We will do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. Send that one in to Boner Dome with the winner of this round. Both of them duke it out at 9:20 this morning. That's when Boner Fight happens and you decide boner of the day. Right now, you're just doing the champion of round 1. So it's still important decision. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. So one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to see Randy Rainbow at Kingsbury Hall on September 13th. Tickets go on sale this Friday, but Radio from Hell has your chance to win a pair of tickets before you can buy them. If you want more information, you can go to x96.com.
Boner candidate number 1 is, and Mother agrees too. Vice President Pence on Monday defended the State Department's decision to bar U.S. embassies from flying rainbow flags on their flagpoles during LGBT Pride Month, saying that it was the right move. Pence acknowledged in an interview with NBC News that he was aware that the State Department had indicated that the American flag should be the only flag flying on U.S. Embassy flagpoles. He added that he supported that move. Asked whether the move ran counter to Trump's expressed support for LGBT Pride Month, Pence said that he and the president are, quote, proud to be able to serve every American. We both feel that way.
Puerto Rico?
Passionately.
California?
But when it comes to the American flagpole and American embassies and capitals around the world, having the one American flag is the right decision. If you have an American flagpole, you have to run an American flag up it.
Well, what if we have 2 other poles next to it?
What, we can have a poll for everything
Well,
now?
I don't
No, I just want 3. Yeah.
He added that the Trump administration had administered no other restrictions regarding flags or displays at the U.S. embassies. Well, I think it's the right decision. And Mother agrees to Boner candidate number 1. Here's Boner candidate number 2. Well, at least he plagiarized an intellectual. A school principal accused of plagiarizing a speech given by Ashton Kutcher has been suspended. West Virginia principal plagiarized Ashton Kutcher in an address to his school's graduating class. He's been suspended without pay for 5 days. The News and Sentinel reports Parkersburg High School principal Kenny DeMoss was suspended at a Wood County Board of Education meeting. DeMoss apologized for heavily basing his May address on Ashton Kutcher's 2013 Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards speech.
Oh, it wasn't even like a graduation speech.
Because when you're stealing, you want to steal from
He said,
the best.
I should have cited my sources, he said.
What? Now, what?
He said
I want to know
ideas
what the ideas were.
And Ashton Kutcher tweeted, the imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. And he cited Oscar Wilde for that quote on Saturday. He then quipped that the kids and faculty should cite their sources. So footage of Ashton Kutcher's speech, and a lot of the stories I read about this, they don't tell you what.
I want to know what he said.
Footage of the speech shows him telling an audience at the Teen Choice Awards he wants to share some, quote, amazing things he learned while making a film. It's really 3 things. The first thing is about opportunity. The second thing is about being sexy. And the third thing is about living life.
Wait a minute.
Footage of Mr. DeMoss's speech shows him telling pupils he's going to share some advice with them. But before he adds this, the first thing is about opportunity. The second thing is about being intriguing.
Not sexy.
Not sexy, but intriguing. Mm-hmm. And the third is about living life. Kutcher says in his speech, I believe that opportunity looks like a lot of hard work. When I was 13, I had my first job carrying shingles to the roof. DeMoss says, I believe that opportunity looks a lot like hard work. When I was a youth, I got a job carrying shingles up and down a ladder to a roof.
No, you didn't.
Just like Ashton Kutcher.
Both he and Kutcher say build a life, don't live one, as they close their speeches. So at least he plagiarized an intellectual.
Sure.
Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, leave nature alone.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by
Salt Lake e-bikes for sales, rentals of electronic bikes located east of Liberty Park on 7th East. Discover how fun e-biking can be. Browse online at saltlakeebikes.com.
Oh, no.
What?
Well, I was, that's that source that I was reading the Ashton Kutcher story from is a paper. Where is this? It's someplace called Wessex. It's Wessex FM News, and there's another story here. Over 50 badger holes at the cemetery.
Oh, badger holes?
The number of badger tunnels and holes suggests that they've been there a lot longer than previously thought.
Uh-oh.
Badgers are a protected species, which means that they can only be moved with a special license. It's thought that the issues have been known since claims are being made that former city council may have known that there were at least 50 badger holes in the cemetery, and they didn't deal with it. This is a scandal. This is in the UK. They're really concerned about badgers in that country for some reason. So here's a story, and I'm not going to go into it really, but it says Father's Day 2019, where to get free food and deals for dad.
Okay.
And then it gives a big list of free food and that's just what you want to do to show your appreciation for dad. Take him someplace where you can get it for free.
Is Hooters on the list?
Yes, it is.
We don't have a Hooters anymore.
Darn. Yeah. Places you can take dad and get him free stuff. That really shows your love, doesn't it?
And they'll call him Daddy there.
Yeah. Brad Pitt has been wearing the same outfit all week.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he filming a movie? Sometimes.
No.
No?
No. He's been spotted out in public several days in a row wearing exactly the same outfit.
Well, I think what's going on there is he has discovered that people will remember you if you dress the same way every time.
Is that what it is?
It's like Bart Simpson wears the same thing every time.
He
you see him.
probably has like 10 of those T-shirts.
Well,
Exactly. So
there was an article earlier this week, however. There is a new trend in, I don't know what you call it in the culture, people wearing the same clothing day after day.
Well, I wear a uniform. I mean, it's clean.
But I mean not washing, literally the same stuff.
So they're not
every
washing
day.
the clothes.
Right.
No.
Now,
Count me out.
Now, part of the reason is they say that there are a bunch of different kinds of clothing now that don't require washing every day. Every day.
You smell.
Well, I don't know. I fairly often I'll take off a shirt that I've worn, here to work, and I'll go home at noon or 1 o'clock and take it off and go, that shirt doesn't look very dirty, and I'll give it a sniff test. And I'll go, I could wear this again. I won't wear it the next day.
I'll wear pants again.
But
I'll never wear a shirt again.
I almost never wash jeans. Maybe once a month, maybe. But I do that with shirts now too.
The only time I re-wear a shirt is if I've only wore it for like a couple of hours,
Mm-hmm.
like if I go out to dinner or something. Then I'll wear it again the next day, but not for the full day. And I only wear my pants twice and then wash them.
But I only do it, I just make sure that it looks clean. If it smells clean the next day.
I'm sure Brad Pitt smells fine.
I'm sure he does.
Well, he's Brad Pitt.
I don't think he has to smell fine.
No, he doesn't.
Because he's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't have to worry about that.
A Utah man has been taken into custody in connection with the shooting of a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy, Rhett Mackenzie Nelson of St. George, accused of walking into a Jack-in-the-Box restaurant in Alhambra, California, Monday around 6 p.m., shooting the deputy, Joseph Solano, in the head with a handgun one time and then fleeing. Solano was off duty and in plain clothes at the time. He is hospitalized in critical condition. The shooting was caught on video, and police say the gunman was seen driving away from the scene in a white four-door Kia Sorento SUV. Surveillance video from a nearby home showed the suspect stop the car at a residential neighborhood, change into a black T-shirt and dark jeans, which presumably were clean. He had not worn them more than a day, and drove away in the same car. Police said Tuesday in a news conference that Nelson went into a church in Long Beach, called his father in St. George, and said, I just shot somebody in Southern California. His father called the police in Long Beach. They ran a reverse directory on Nelson's phone number, went to the church, saw him in the vehicle, and saw him in the vehicle that was seen at the shooting scene, and arrested him. Why did he do this? A revolver believed to have been used in the shooting was found. The exact motive in the crime remains unknown. They say the shooting appeared to have been a random attack. But it just seems odd. Nelson is also a suspect in the fatal shooting of a man in the Westlake district that occurred about an hour before the off-duty officer was shot. So maybe he's just gone off his rocker.
Sounds like it.
Utah Representative Ben McAdams, the only Democrat in Congress from Utah, joined others in his party in a successful effort to get House leadership to rethink a congressional pay raise. I'm glad they listened. I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
McAdams said.
Again, if you're not doing your jobs, you shouldn't be getting a raise.
Those of us who are new to Congress, I think, have a pretty good sense for what's on the minds of the American people. He said, what Americans want is for Congress to work together but not to raise their own salaries. They want us to address the rising cost of health care and prescription drugs and invest in our transportation infrastructure. Restoring an automatic cost of living salary increase for members of Congress was supported by leaders of both parties in the Democratic-controlled House, McAdams said. He said he'd been trying to amend a funding bill to stop the increase, which would have boosted the annual salary of a congressman, which right now is at $174,000 for a member of Congress. He wanted to raise it by $4,500 starting in January. Salt Lake City Council has approved a budget, $331 million to run the city for a year. They approved the budget, making a few changes to the mayor's proposal, including more funding for 6 additional firefighters. And while the council also reduced a parking fee increase proposed by the mayor, Salt Lake City residents and visitors will still be paying about 25 cents more for parking. It's just not going to go up as much as Jackie Biskupski wanted it to. And a contentious debate in the Salt Lake County Council. They were debating immigration. In the face of federal gridlock, the Salt Lake County Council is calling on Utah's 6-member congressional delegation to push a number of immigration reforms that they say would reflect the county's commitments to immigrants. The resolution, which replaced a version originally sponsored by Councilwoman Shireen Gorbani, received unanimous support on Tuesday, or unanimous approval, following a kind of angry debate among the Republicans and the Democrats on the county council. Much of the debate centered around whether the council should welcome and encourage only immigrants who would come to the country legally. That's the crux for me, said Councilman Steve DeBry, a Republican who works as a police chief for the Unified Police Department's Mill Creek Precinct. I think they should be legal if we're going to afford them any protections.
Well, if they're legal, then they already get protections, you see. That's
we
the
should
point.
we should only welcome them and encourage them if they're legal.
And what does that mean, welcome them? And that's very vague.
I
What
don't
does
know.
that mean?
I'm concerned that we put language like legal in front of work, said Gorbani, we're ignoring the really harsh reality of what people are facing when it comes to navigating what it means to work here legally. So,
Yeah, I'd listen to Shireen on that stuff.
Yeah.
She knows that.
and Joe Biden and Donald Trump exchanged
Pleasantries.
unpleasantries. Now, Joe in Iowa, at least Joe Biden had some specific things to say about how Donald Trump has been handling, negotiations with North Korea, Mexico, and that sort of thing. And Donald Trump had nothing other than he's Sleepy Joe, he's dumb, he's slow-witted. I'd like to run against him because he's the stupidest of all the candidates. There was a Quinnipiac poll overnight that showed if the election were held today between Trump and Joe Biden, Biden would beat Trump by at least, 12 20 percentage points.
He was
like
he
that.
was highest on the list.
Yeah.
There were some other Democratic nominees. Well, if they were the nominees,
Elizabeth Warren.
that would also beat Trump
Yeah.
in the same poll. There were like 3 or 4 of them.
But the poll it was today. It would have been Biden would just trounce Donald Trump.
All right, weather, traffic.
Weather, it's beautiful. It's summer. It's delightful. 86 for a high and sunny. So enjoy that. Go outside. Go play outside. Don't come back till the sun goes down. It's that kind of weather, you know. We've got traffic here. Crash southbound I-15. Milepost 299. It's the I-15-215 junction. The HOV lane is blocked there. Crash southbound I-15 at 10th North. Crash southbound I-15 13th South in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 at SR 92 on-ramp. That's in Lehigh. Crash northbound I-215 California Avenue in Salt Lake. Introducing Jiffy Lube Multicare. Get services on brakes, batteries, spark plugs, and more. Jiffy Lube. You can do more in a Jiffy. JiffyLubeUtah.com to buy oil changes online and save big.
All right.
Boner candidate number 3. Just leave nature alone. A popular backcountry destination in Capitol Reef National Park has been found vandalized. The park's Temple of the Moon monolith was vandalized with a 27-inch by 17-inch piece of graffiti in the shape of an eye. The letters MMGB appear vertically to the left of the eye. The vandalism occurred probably on June 6th or thereabouts. The images have been shared in several sections of Reddit, Utah-related sections of Reddit. Staff members of the park documented the vandalism and will look into the extent of the damage and cost of rehabilitation. I believe it looks as though it's been scratched into the red rock.
Yeah.
By some...
Dink.
Yeah, boner candidate number 3. Just leave nature alone.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, and mother agrees too. Vice President Michael Pence saying it's the right decision to prohibit flying LGBTQ rainbow flags outside of U.S. embassies. Boner candidate number 2, well, at least he plagiarized a real intellectual. A principal has been suspended because he plagiarized a speech by Ashton Kutcher. A speech to graduates. The principal's making a speech to graduates. The speech that he plagiarized, Ashton Kutcher was talking at the Teen Choice Awards. And boner candidate number 3, leave nature alone.
All right. This is round 1. You've got to decide right now which of these 3 candidates is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it secures its spot in Boner Dome. 9:20 is when Boner of the Day is decided, so if it wins here, it'll go there right away. It'll go up against the winner of 8:20's round 2 boner voting. That's when we do this again. 3 more candidates. We get the winner there. Throw them both into the Boner Dome at 9:20, and that's when you decide Boner of the Day. So, pick your champion for round 1 now. 1, 2, or 3, the candidate number that you think should win. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Katie will take your vote in the producer's booth, or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting, June 12, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds to do it. This is round 1. Here we go. Diamonds Direct.
Yes, indeed, Diamonds Direct. There is no gotcha clause at Diamonds Direct.
They've really got the other jewelry and diamond merchants in town nervous.
Yeah.
And the others are right to be nervous because Diamonds Direct is doing it so well.
One thing that they do really well is their unconditional lifetime warranty on anything you buy at Diamonds Direct. Even if you accidentally knock out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct will replace it at no charge, and there are no except you didn't come in and have it inspected clauses or things like that. No question asked. Diamonds Direct, they're not looking for ways to void your warranty. No inspections are ever required. And at Diamonds Direct, they stand behind everything they sell because what they sell is quality stuff, and their reputation is impeccable, top notch. And they have the guaranteed best values in jewelry prices, the largest selection of diamonds in the area by far. They are Diamonds Direct. They're 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1 hour non-stop music wing-ding on X96.
1 second, you're enjoying an ice-cold, refreshing...
Hello there, Kitty. It's me, your old friend, the bookkeeper. And since this is tax season, I knew you'd be dying to hear another tale from the big ledger. Today's story is about a young working woman who has some rather unusual ideas about filing her taxes. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Come on in, Miss Trixie, isn't it?
Whatever you want it to be, sugar.
I was finalizing your return, and I came across some items which you I have some questions about.
Well, so that's the plan of the What more do you need to know?
You listed your occupation here as working girl. Well, we all work. Could you be a little more specific?
Oh, I thought it seemed a bit more polite than prostitute. I suppose you could change it to hooker, streetwalker, hoe, escort, chicken rancher, whichever's more correct.
Chicken rancher?
Well, I'm pretty good at raising cows.
No! I think that escort might not flag it on it. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Now, you've listed $8,000 in advertising expenses. This seems a bit excessive.
Well, in my business, you can't make any money if you don't get noticed. So I got these.
Yeah.
38 double Ds. What do you think?
They are very nice. You could put those away now. But advertising?
Well, they sure stop traffic.
Well, why don't we list them as capital assets? Then you can depreciate them over time.
Okay.
What about this $25,000 for office improvements? Didn't you say you were a prostitute? What the office?
Well, I had to have a new lamp post put in. You know, the old one did a lousy job of showing off my new capital assets.
We'll come back to that. $12,000 in office supplies?
Condoms.
Oh, well, that offers all the questions I have. Do you realize, Miss Trixie, that you could increase the amount of your return if you had your pimp set up a 401k plan for you?
Hey, that's a great idea.
There you have it, creeps. Another great tale from our ledger. Our working girl sure seems to know the tricks of the trade. Remember, keep good records, or you'll end up paying the IRS to screw you.
You're listening to All Things Considered Dull and Pretentious on NPR. I'm your host, the Lyman Pettigrew. You may refer to me as Lyman Pettigrew. Our next program is funded by a grant from the Lyman Pettigrew Foundation. Every Thursday, we like to take a look at children's our children's book reviewer, Mongo. We call it Children's Book Review with Mongo. Today, Mongo will be reviewing the timeless classic Runaway Bunny by Margaret Wise Brown, illustrated by Clement Hurd.
Mongo, Runaway Bunny.
Is that all, Mongo?
No, much more. Runaway Bunny bad. Make Mama Bunny chase after him. Bad Bunny. If Mongo run away from Mama, Mama bunk Mongo on the head. Bad Mongo, bonk bonk. Mongo also hate Runaway Bunny because no color pictures on pages. Mongo like pretty pictures. Mongo hate words.
This has been Children's
Wait,
Book...
Mongo not finished. Bad character development in Runaway Bunny. Mongo not care when Bunny run away. What motivate Bunny? What compelling reason to turn page? Plus, Mongo thinks something kinky going on with Margaret Wise Brown and Clement Hurd. Bad book. Very bad.
Now this has been Children's Book Review with Mongo. Coming up next, we look at the explosion of goat cheese making in America's heartland, and later on we take a very, very quiet look at the exciting NBA playoffs on All Things Dull and Pretentious on NPR. But first, this news from parts of the world you've never heard of.
On X96 with action figure news specialist Carrie Jackson.
All right, 7:48. Time to award round one of your boners.
Which is brought to you in part by Fish and... ...
Well, we'll get it
Oh,
in round
okay.
two. We'll get the rest.
And happy Wednesday. Go play Geeks Who Drink pub trivia at Gracie's at 6:30, followed by Breaking Bingo at 8:30. Live music on the patio featuring the Laszlos at 7, adults only.
Boner candidate number one was, and Mother agrees to, Mike Pence, saying he agrees with President Trump and the administration that we shouldn't be flying those rainbow flags for Pride Month at U.S. embassies.
Mother.
And presumably his wife, Mother Pence, agrees. Boner candidate number two, well, at least he plagiarized an intellectual. Principal has been suspended for plagiarizing a speech by Ashton Kutcher.
Which is amusing.
The dead giveaway was when he said, and the time that I was married to Demi Moore. That was the dead giveaway.
And boner candidate number three, just leave nature alone. People who have vandalized a monument or a beautiful rock formation in Capitol Reef.
When we were driving on Hell's Backbone to go over the Hell's Backbone Bridge, there's a little turnout there where you can, read about it, and there's rocks there, and people carving their initials, and just go and enjoy it, and you don't have to leave a part of yourself there.
I mean, my dad used to get mad at me for carving my initials in Quakey trees, the Quake and Aspen.
Yeah.
He'd get mad at me for that.
He's right.
So he taught me early on.
Yeah. Let's see. Randy Rainbow tickets go to Jason, and the winning votes go to boner candidate number three. Leave nature alone. No. Wait a minute.
No?
Yeah, leave nature alone.
Okay. All right. That's your winner for round one. It goes forward to Boner Fight. Might be Boner of the Day. Depends. 8:20, we do this again. 3 more candidates. Get another champion. Take both champions. Pit them against each other at 9:20 this morning is Boner Fight. That's when you decide Boner of the Day. Stand by for round two.
So for fans who can't get enough of Avengers Endgame, now you can book a weekend getaway at Tony Stark's cabin, courtesy of Airbnb.
This is the one where he and Pepper and their...
Carrie?
Well, he and Pepper were living.
The cabin is located in Fairburn, Georgia, 20 minutes away from the Atlanta airport, can accommodate up to 6 guests. The cabin was originally listed at $335 per night, but has since gone up to $444 per night.
Of course.
I bet they could charge more than that if you want.
Sure you could.
But so it got me thinking. When I got home from Festus's wedding on Sunday, there was a note on my door, and it said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so with so-and-so production company, and we are filming in your neighborhood, and we would like to use your house for a set."
They used my house, Touched by an Angel, once. They paid me like $1,000 or something.
Yeah, but so please call me if you're interested in.
Exterior or interior?
I don't know. I'm not going to call.
You don't want.
Why not? All they did was they paid me $1,000 because they didn't actually, you really almost didn't even see my house. They had to set up a crane in my driveway, so to get a shot of the house next to me.
You're not even going to call to kind of question?
It's easy money, baby.
Yeah, because you could be on the Airbnb of
No,
famous
that's what
places. Make a little.
No, but I mean, even
little extra scratch.
Nobody's going to know that it's your house. You don't have. They're not going to film it and say, "Oh, by the way," in the movie, or the TV show. By the way, Gina Barberi lives there.
Well, I don't want them in my house. I guess if it's just the exterior of my house, they're going to pay money for the exterior of my house.
Maybe.
Huh.
Or maybe it's something just like that, like what Touched by an Angel did with my place. They sort of needed my yard as a staging area so they could shoot the mansion next door.
So you think I should call?
Yeah.
At least call to find out what they want.
Because I don't want.
You're not even curious?
Well, I don't. I read it and I'm like, well, I don't want them in my house.
Well, it might just be an exterior.
Yeah, so you have no curiosity. I swear to God, I would be intrigued and curious. What is it? Maybe it's a movie they're making where Keanu Reeves is going to come and live in your house.
Oh, well then.
These are all questions that you need to ask.
But the thing that goes to your mind first is, a bunch of smelly film crew people are going to be walking around my house.
Going through my stuff, touching my stuff.
Looking in my underwear drawer.
I don't want them touching my stuff.
Maybe it's going to be Keanu Reeves looking in your underwear drawer.
I didn't think about Keanu Reeves.
Jeez.
If it's Keanu Reeves.
Well, no, I mean,
you're never going to find out unless you call.
The phone call might go something along these lines. Well, thank you for calling us back, Ms. Barberia. We really would like to use both the exterior and interior of your house in the shots for our new drama starring Wilford Brimley. That's when you hang up.
I know, yeah, I don't.
Or if it's our new drama starring Chris Evans.
Or it could be, thanks for calling us back. Are you familiar with Ron Jeremy?
Yeah, it could be that.
You familiar with Ron Jeremy,
He's very
the hedgehog?
famous.
Well,
Very
listen,
famous.
he's doing this movie.
Yeah, no. I'll at least.
Jeez, I can't believe you weren't even slightly curious. You just jumped to, I don't want that.
Well, here's Cement Dave. I got paid $150 to park my truck on a street for a movie.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, his cement truck.
Okay.
Give you $150, you park it there. All right, cool.
All right.
Yeah, it's just it's
I mean,
and it's easy money.
Yeah.
I will at least get more information. How about that?
Yeah, at least call.
And I forget what was the name of the woman that was a star of Touched by an Angel?
Roma Downey.
Roma Downey. Yeah, she was wandering around my yard.
Yeah, now she's married to crazy Trump guy.
Mark
Burnett. Survivor.
See, I don't want Trump germs in my house. It could be Trump germs.
I still feel bad for watching Survivor.
You should. Not just for that.
I do. It's a guilty pleasure.
A lot of emergency vehicles on the scene of a crash. I-15 southbound just before 72nd South exit in Midvale. Traffic is backed almost to 33rd South in Salt Lake. Crash I-15 southbound approaching 6 North in Salt Lake. Cars are on the right shoulder there. Crash northbound I-215 at California Avenue exit ramp. And let me check our message stream, see if anybody sent anything in there. Nope. But if you do see something and you want to share it, 33986. Get a furnace tune-up for just $44. That's a hail of a deal. Get comfortable. Stay comfortable with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HALE.
All right. Thank you very much.
I watch Zombie Nation, so Z Nations. Well, one thing that if you get into an accident, like if there's a film crew at your house and there's an accident.
I trip over a cable and...
I think you need to call the advocates right away. 801-355-5550. And my guess is you would have a case. You don't want to be dealing with the insurance companies directly yourself. You want somebody to act as an intermediary, an attorney, an advocate. And Utah Advocates, the law firm of Driggs, Bills and Day, do just that. They're very selective about the cases they take.
Yes.
So if you think that you might have a case, You've been hurt in some kind of an accident. It doesn't have to be a car accident. It can be tripping over a cable or something like that. You call them, 801-355-5550. They should be able to determine on the phone if they're the right firm for you.
And even then, you don't have to come up with money. They take their payment out of whatever settlement they get for you.
You can call them, 801-355-5550, or go to utawadvocates.com.
Technology has evolved to the point where the ultimate goal can now be attainable. You can enjoy X96 in the comfort of your own home without having to get off your ass. Unless, of course, it's for more snacks. If you have
I was reading one of those woman magazines.
Red Book?
No.
Ladies' Home Journal?
No, like Glamour or Allure or one of those.
Mary Claire?
And not tongue-in-cheek. Because a lot of times they have, helpful tips in there on how to, host a cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
They had an article about tips on using weed at parties.
Using weed at parties.
Is it like etiquette? This is weed etiquette.
Yeah.
Like, is it proper etiquette to bring weed as a hostess gift?
Depends on whose party you're
Well,
going
yeah,
to.
But I mean, this is an art. They wrote it just like, do you bring a bottle of wine to your hostess gift? If you bring weed, how do you go about? Do you smoke it inside? Do you go out on the porch? Do you offer some to other? If somebody else has brought it, what's the proper way to ask?
Are these articles written for people who have no common sense?
Yeah.
The point is that the point is exactly what the point that Drop's making is.
Is that back in the 50s, it was, you'll
it's
go
like,
on a killing spree, and now it's don't smoke in the park.
Or don't smoke in the house, take it outside. And this is alongside pictures of women in black cocktail dress. They're not hippies with dreadlocks. It's your typical cocktail party,
which is ridiculous.
You don't think people in black evening gowns are smoking?
No, I resent the fact that the middle class and the upper class has co-opted marijuana. It should be just the hippies, the patchouli oil wearing, dreadlock hippies, the tie-dye crowd.
It was just interesting that it was just presented in a.
But the way you describe the article too, it's just I'm still fixated on the fact that it's apparently written for morons.
Well,
it's just like what?
But the type of people that read those kind of magazines
are morons.
Maybe haven't encountered that before. I don't know.
Have not encountered common sense.
Well, the point is, the word I will take from you is common. It is now common. That's why it's appearing in magazines.
No, I see. I get that. That's an interesting part of it. But if it were about booze, it would also be for idiots.
Mm-hmm.
It's an article for an idiot.
God, they're not. Why does this make you? I just thought it was interesting. It wasn't the New Yorker. It's a dumb woman's magazine.
Yeah, I know. It's I
get makeup tips out of it. That's what I'm going to that magazine for, not an in-depth article on pot etiquette.
X. Follow us on Twitter at Radio From Hell.
I was going to talk about parenting here, but I don't know.
I'm sorry, I should have. Check that one out.
I got a couple of stories that happened yesterday. One, there's not about parenting. It just occurred to me. I was, but on the same shopping trip. I went home yesterday and I got on my bicycle and went and ran errands on my bicycle. And I went to the hardware store. And when you're on your bike, you know, I'm wearing a pair of shorts that just has like almost no pockets or one pocket in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I have a backpack, a little backpack that I carry my money in. And I had just been to the pharmacy and I had a prescription in there. And I go into the hardware store to buy a couple of items. And the woman at the cash register says, "You can't, no backpack in here. You can't wear your backpack in here. You have to leave it up front here." And I said, I can't do that. It's got money in it. It's got stuff in it. It's got valuables in it. I'm not going to leave my backpack up there. She said, "Well, you can't carry it around in the store." And I said, "I'm not going to steal anything. Listen, you can check my backpack for if you want, but when I'm done with my, rounding up my purchases, I'm not going to." I said, "Well," she said, "Well, I don't know." And I said, "Well, who does know?" "Well, the boss." I said, "Well, let me talk to the boss then." "Well, he's in his office." And I just went, whatever, and went into the store anyway and and she didn't say anything more to me, and I just did my shopping. And I said, "Do you want to check my backpack?" And she said, No, I don't. I guess not. So I had just been to the pharmacy. And here's the parenting story.
Okay, all right.
And I got my prescription, and while I was picking up the prescription, there was a lot of noise behind me. Little kids fighting, or, I don't know. I couldn't tell, but they were yelling and, making noise, and it was quite loud in the pharmacy. And but I, whatever, I don't care. And as I I had my bike, I parked it in the pharmacy. Mm-hmm. So I go to get my bike, and there's a little girl in a stroller. I think it was a little girl, very tiny kid. And then another little girl, a toddler, maybe 2 years old, mm-hmm. and a very young-looking mother sitting there. Mm-hmm. And the little girl that wasn't in the stroller was just crying. Oh, my, she was just crying. And I made me feel kind of bad. And I looked at the mother and I said, "Life's kind of tough sometimes, isn't it? She's having a tough time." She said, "Well, she hit me." And I said, "Oh," she said, "and I hit her back."
Yikes.
I hit her back. She has to show her that you shouldn't hit people. That's exactly what she said. I hit her back to show her that you shouldn't hit people. And it's at this moment that I wonder, do you say something?
No.
I didn't. But I thought I wanted to say, and how does hitting your little girl back because she hit you teach her that hitting is a bad thing to do? And and I kept thinking about that. I went, well, okay, see ya, bye. And I got on my bike and left. But then I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking, well, maybe it does.
No.
You hit mommy and it hurt. Well, I'm going to show you what happens. It hurts, doesn't it? Or, I'm thinking, is this the rationale in her mind?
I'm sure it is, but that's not.
Or is it if you hit people, they might hit you back?
No, I think the mom was hurt, and she said, "That hurt. I'm going to show you how that hurts."
She hit me, so I hit her back. But I guess you just don't say anything. But she was a really young mother, and what I wanted to say was, I wanted to give her.
You wanted to give her advice?
I wanted to hit her is what I wanted to do.
That's not the way to handle it.
I
that.
I wanted to give her some advice because I think she's at sea. She's totally, she's lost. She has no idea.
She's probably exhausted.
Overwhelmed. She's overwhelmed and has no idea, and she's there trying to get a prescription filled.
Maybe she didn't have a good example of her own.
So I don't know. Maybe I should have said something.
I'm trying to remember.
But in a nice way, sat down and said,
Trying to remember how I was taught not to hit. I don't think I was ever the first person to do the hitting. I think I got hit.
You were on the receiving end of
and
the
that
hitting.
made me say, I don't want to do that. I don't want, yeah.
I don't know. You know, I
Can't
mean, little
remember.
kids do that. They
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
My kids, when they were little, have hit me, you know. And you have to just say,
I mean, that's the whole. I mean, that gets into spanking, and it's hard to if you spank your kids when they do something wrong and then they hit, and you say you shouldn't hit people. That, yeah, those two things don't go together. Well, you hit me.
you know, the only maybe twice have I ever spanked a kid, and it was totally out of my own anger.
Yeah.
Not to teach any kind of a lesson. It was because I was frustrated and angry.
Well, and that's what I think happened here. She hit me, so I hit her back.
I just wanted to maybe sit down next to her and
And say, I don't know what you would have said, though.
Just the nicest way possible is, you know, you're having a tough time here, and I can see that, and it's really hard because I heard those kids and that they were, you know, she was being a little monster probably, right?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, but I just you know, think about how does hitting somebody back teach them not to hit?
It doesn't.
That's what I wanted to say to her.
Yeah.
Just think about that. I don't think, you know.
Luckily, this is something I will never have to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
And
think I'd
it's-
have to worry about it either, except
You know, it's the thing where people have kids and don't give any more thought to it than. I think it'd be fun to have a kid.
This is just what you do.
It's hard.
Work together. That's what couples do. They have kids. You don't have to, you know.
It's hard.
I mean, when do you intervene in public, though? When do you intervene?
I mean, that situation was over.
Yeah.
Like maybe if it were still ongoing and the mother was hitting the child repeatedly or something, then you intervene.
Yeah.
Well, here's a texter. It says, if the little girl was still crying after you left, it's likely to assume there was a follow-up discussion, i.e. that teachable moment. Hopefully the mom isn't using an eye for an eye punishment.
I don't know, because she was still crying when I left.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I thought she was just crying because she was frustrated. That's why I said, "Oh, life is tough, huh?"
Yeah.
You know, life can be tough.
All right.
Yeah.
Traffic, Gina.
Oh, let's see. We have an update on the ladder. Southbound I-15. It's still free, but quite crumpled. So there's that.
Did you see the flooding? There's a texter
where
sent
did that
in.
go?
Where is
Traffic
it flooding?
Traffic 3300 south eastbound, down to one lane in front of Unified Police Department for flooding. Street flood at the station.
Crash I-15 southbound near 72nd South in Midvale. Being moved off the freeway. Highway Patrol stopping all lanes of traffic for a couple of minutes while they do that. Multiple vehicle crash southbound I-15 approaching Parish Lane in Centerville. Both shoulders blocked and traffic is slowing through that area. We've got, let's see, I-15 crash southbound approaching 600 North in Salt Lake. So we are having some issues today. If you see anything and want to share it with friends of the program, 33986. Want improved vision without glasses and contacts? Choose LASIK. Choose Hoops Vision. Call 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
All right.
And I didn't steal any nuts and or bolts from the Ace Hardware. I paid 36 cents for a screw and 40 cents for a washer. Okay?
Okay.
People saying, wow, how many screws did you steal?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I really did. It was 30 cents for the screw. One screw.
All right.
Yeah.
Round two of your boners coming up. Stand by for that.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. The candidates are boner candidate number 1. If you don't talk about it, it isn't real. Number 2. Wow. Good idea. And number 3. It's called the zone of exclusion, not the zone of disrespectful dumbasses.
All right. Boners round 2, along with Big Boy News coming up after these. Stand by. Gina, Lightstream.
Yeah, maybe you want to clean up your credit card balances for the summer. Get yourself some extra money. What you need is a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. It's an easy way to save hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds or thousands, of dollars, and lower your interest rate. And they have interest rates as low as 5.95% APR with auto pay, lower than the average credit card interest rate, which can be over 19%. No fees. You could even get your money as soon as the day you apply. You can get an even better interest rate discount if you let them know that you're an X96 listener. The way you do that is by going to lightstream.com/X96. That's lightstream.com/X96. Subject to credit approval, rate includes 0.50% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/X96 for more information.
Join
He works late a couple nights a week, and then I'm in charge of dinner.
That means Olive Garden.
Which is a laugh.
Which me in charge of dinner is never me making dinner.
It's Olive Garden.
You could learn. You're not stupid. You could learn. It's not. No, it's probably too late for you.
Listen, there are a limited number of recipes that you can do with meat and bread. And that's...
And my kids will tell you this story if you ever have them. What does your mom make you for dinner? And you know what they will tell you? Mac and milk.
Mac and milk?
Because a while ago I went to make mac and cheese for them.
We have people who work for the Division of Child and Family Services listening to this show. I'm not sure you want to tell this.
And because I don't eat mac and cheese, I don't think, really. So you boil the pasta, and then I measured out the milk.
This is for the boxed.
Yeah, to put the
crap
powder in.
that any moron can do.
Yeah.
That at 8 years old I was doing.
And I poured the milk into the noodles, and I put it on the table, and the kids, all three of them, sitting there, and they said, "Did you put the cheese?"
Where's the cheese?
Back in?
It's just powder. It's cheese powder. Where is it?
I forgot to put it in the milk and mix it up.
So you are stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's impossible for you to learn to cook.
Yes.
You could do it.
But my husband does such a good job.
But that burden falls upon you to give succor to your family. to nourish
twice a week.
Gina, to nourish and strengthen their bodies.
That doesn't hurt them to have pizza twice a week.
So you're a disappointment. I'm surprised you snagged a husband.
I am too.
Well, everybody.
And he's such a good guy. He wouldn't divorce me now that he knows the truth.
Even though he was duped.
This is now a pity marriage.
All the way.
I'm married.
I got him to marry me quickly.
Now I married you out of pity. I got to stick with you because you wouldn't survive.
How did you woo, or how were you wooed by your current spouse? How did you know they were, quote, the one? Thank you for considering my question.
It was the neoprene bustier. That's how I knew.
You should tell people about them. Don't just say that.
That's how I knew she was the one. It was the it was the neoprene bustier she was wearing. I went, yeah, she's the one. Yeah, that's the one right there.
We were at a live studio audience up at the Einstein's Bagels in Olympus Cove. And she was there with her friends. I have to credit Artie Fufkin, actually.
Really?
Because I sat there and Artie overheard me. I was like, yeah, I want to go and ask her out, but I just. And what was great is that she just didn't care. She was having none of it. She was tired. She was dragged there by her friends. She didn't care. And Artie said, well, you know what you do. You pass her a note.
Like in school.
Like in school. Yeah. That's immediately what I said. What, like in school? He goes, yeah, pass her a note. And I did pass her the note. This is I know this is weird, but if you wouldn't mind, get coffee later.
Check this box.
Yes or no? She still has the note.
Really?
Yeah. And it kind of went from there.
I was single at the time, and Mary Claire, my mother, said, "Well, are you dating anybody?" "No, I'm not dating." "Oh, well, are you talking to anybody?" And I said, "Well, I've kind of been emailing with this guy from college
for a year."
And she said, "Joe Jones?" She totally plucked his name out of the air, and I said, "How did you know?" And she said, "'Cause he was the best looking guy you went to school with." So Mary Claire knew he was the one before we ever went out on a date. We went out on a date and we were married 3 months later. It was, I guess you could say it was a year of wooing via email.
3 months. It took 3 months for his divorce to be final, right?
That's another story.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
That is the info you will need to vote for round 2 of the Boners, which is happening right now. Presenting to you 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You'll decide with your votes of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Boner means mistake. See, if it wins here, it just goes to Boner Fight at 9:20. It'll face off against the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. Both of them in the Dome at 9:20. That's when you decide Boner of the Day. Right now, it's deciding who is the winner of round 2 to go forward. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote, and one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
You can't buy them. You've got to win them. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirts, courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair. Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
All right, here's Boner candidate number 1. If you don't talk about it, it isn't real. The White House tried to stop a State Department senior intelligence analyst from discussing climate science in congressional testimony this week, according to internal emails and documents. The State Department's Bureau of Intelligence and Research declined to make changes to the proposed testimony, and the analyst, Rod Schoonover, an adjunct professor at Georgetown University, was ultimately allowed to speak. Ultimately, we allowed him to speak before the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence on Wednesday. But in a highly unusual move, the White House refused to approve Dr. Schoonover's written testimony for entry into the permanent congressional record. So even though he spoke, there is no record of it in the official record of Congress.
I thought that just automatically happened.
Yeah,
No,
I thought they record everything. No?
You have to, the White House said we don't approve that testimony, and so it's like it never existed.
That's
the reasoning,
creepy.
The reasoning, according to a June 4th email seen by the New York Times, was that the science did not match the Trump administration's views, which are not science.
Yeah.
Norman J. Ornstein, president and scholar at the American Enterprise Institute, a conservative policy group, said that it is common for the White House to vet agency testimony to Congress to ensure that it doesn't contradict administration policy. But he said, I have never heard of basic facts being deleted from or blocked from testimony. That's according to Mr. Ornstein.
Yeah.
He said, I work for a conservative think tank, but it's still, if there are facts presented, they're facts. A White House spokesman said the administration did not comment on internal policy reviews. The National Security Council said it did not respond, or it just didn't respond to requests for comment, and a spokesman for the State Department referred questions to the White House. So you get that awful Sarah Huckabee Sanders, to comment.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 1 is, well, if you don't talk about it, it isn't real. Boner candidate number 2, wow, good idea. A man wanted on an arrest warrant was caught in Southern California after a motorcycle cop spotted the fake license plate he put on a tractor trailer he was driving. The counterfeit license plate was painted black and yellow, and it read Caliphas instead of California. It prompted the officer to pull the truck over in the city of Moore Park.
Wow, look at that.
You can
It's
see
not
it.
even trying to do a good
You can see it at x96.com/live. So the highway patrol saw it and said, that doesn't look right. The driver appeared to be under the influence of drugs. The motorist had methamphetamines, didn't have a driver license, and had an active arrest warrant out for him at the time. The vehicle he was driving had to be towed from the scene because it was unsafe to be driven. Boner candidate number 2, wow, good idea.
I mean, none of the letters or numbers are uniform at all.
No, it's not even.
It's hand-painted.
It's clearly.
Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. It's called the zone of exclusion, not the zone of disrespectful dumbasses.
All right. We got Boner candidate number 3 for round 2 coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by...
Wednesdays are movie nights this summer at the Gateway. Experience your favorite films under the stars. Food, popcorn, beer for those of age. Movies start at sunset. Get details at shopthegateway.com.
Well, Carrie informed us in Geek News some time ago that Disney and Marvel Studios had agreed to rehire James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 after firing him 8 months prior to that. The firing came about as a result of conservative Twitter trolls and their efforts to expose Gunn for a series of inappropriate tweets. The backlash to Gunn's firing was immediate and long-standing, especially from the Guardians cast members.
Well, James Gunn is notoriously anti-Trump and has been had been going after him for a long time. And then these right-wing trolls found stuff that he had made jokes about 10 years earlier and said, see, and got him fired.
Chief among the supporters of James Gunn was Dave Bautista, former wrestler who plays Drax. The pro wrestler turned actor called working for Disney pretty nauseating after Gunn's firing, and at one point reportedly threatened to quit the third Guardians film because of it.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to do it and go ahead and sue him.
Now that Marvel's parent company has made amends, however, it seems Bautista's tune has changed.
Yes.
As reported by Collider, the retired wrestler told the Pro Wrestling Sheet podcast that everything is better now. Yeah, I hope it's good. I never actually talked to anybody from Disney. I only ever talked to people from Marvel, and they were very understanding about the way I felt. I got people who are very understanding of where I stood. A lot of them just weren't outspoken about it, and I just happened to be very outspoken about the way I felt. James Gunn is my friend. I love him. He helped me change my life, and I know he's a decent person. He was being attacked, and what do you do when your friends are being attacked? You defend them, or you're not really a friend. The moral of the story, you do something nice for Dave Bautista, because if you do and he notices it, he'll defend you.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. Even in the face of a corporate conglomerate like Walt Disney or Marvel. So, and Bill Murray says, Selena Gomez is the kind of girl you bring home to introduce to your mother.
Meaning she's a nice girl.
He tells People magazine that his preconceived notions about Selena Gomez disappeared once he got to know her. I learned that I like her, he said.
I didn't want to like her.
I learned that whatever preconception I had about someone that had 55 billion followers or something, maybe I probably thought she was different than she turned out to be. As a matter of fact, he said, I liked her so much, I wish I could have taken her to introduce her to my mother. My mother were alive, I'd bring her home to her, he said.
Nice.
I'd say, Mom, I want you to meet Selena, because she's great.
Get him all coming. Get him all coming.
The feeling is apparently mutual. After premiering the film at the Cannes Film Festival last month, Selena said, by the way, Bill Murray and I are getting married.
She's very funny. Like,
she?
you kind of write her off as being, she was a
Well,
Disney kid.
That's what Bill Murray did.
Yeah, no, I've seen her in some other things. She's very funny. Yeah, Katie's nodding. Yeah, she's.
I wish the movie were getting better reviews.
Yeah, it's not, is it?
No.
Protesters blocking major roads in downtown Hong Kong vowed to stay until the government withdraws controversial legislation that would, for the first time, allow extraditions to China. While Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam argues the legislation is necessary to close a legal loophole that makes the city a refuge to criminals, opponents say its approval would blow up the legal wall intended to keep the former British colony's justice system separate from China's. Wednesday's protests follow one of the largest demonstrations since the handover. The Hong Kong police fired tear gas and rubber bullets into the crowd yesterday. Migrant children at the southwest border increasingly find themselves caught in a bureaucratic purgatory, stuck sleeping on concrete benches or even outside of border patrol stations, while the agency that is supposed to care for them is close to exceeding its capacity, according to 3 U.S. government officials and documents reviewed by NBC News. Health and Human Services agency responsible for sheltering migrant children and matching them with a parent or sponsor is operating at 97% capacity, far over its designated red zone of 90%, because many facilities only take certain ages or genders. Being so close to capacity significantly delays the ability of Health and Human Services to find children a place to
Here's an idea.
stay.
Keep the families together.
Well, some of them, as now we're finding, is it's pretty unprecedented. Some of them are coming. Their parents are sending them by themselves
Because it's dangerous, and they're
it's a
locking them up is not the answer.
A lot of migrant children bound for the United States, the U.S.-Mexico border, wait on a bridge that stretches over the Suchiate River. I don't know how you say that, connecting Guatemala and Mexico, and it is just awful conditions there as well. The governor of California, Gavin Newsom, called Tuesday for a moratorium on horse racing at Santa Anita Park until the horses are evaluated by independent veterinarians after the thoroughbred death toll at the track reached 29 this week.
Yeah. I don't know why they would be. You'd think they'd be all for that. Yes, of course, we'll shut down until we figure out what this...
I continue to be troubled by the horse deaths at Santa Anita, Newsom said. Enough is enough. I'm calling on the California Horse Racing Board to ensure that no horses race until they're examined by independent veterinarians and found fit to compete. The government statement, or the governor's statement, came just days after the California Horse Racing Board had asked the park, Santa Anita, asked the owners to shut down, and they said no.
I mean, I'm conflicted about this because I bought tickets. I'm serious, to go to the Breeders' Cup in November, and the tickets are not cheap. And I want them to fix this before then, because the closer it gets, the weirder I feel about going. And
can Gavin Newsom make them shut down?
No.
Or can he only just strongly suggest?
I think that's
a
all.
Strongly
he can
worded
do.
letter.
Let's see. There is a. It says neither the Los Angeles area racetrack nor California horsemen are willing to abandon the remaining dates at Santa Anita. In November, Santa Anita hosts the Breeders' Cup that Gina was mentioning, one of the most prestigious events in horse racing. The Horse Racing Board is a regulatory agency and doesn't have the power to suspend horse racing without approval of the designated track. It does have the power to take such action if it goes through a 10-day notification period. Now, it doesn't say whether the governor... I would think that the governor has the power to shut it down.
I would
or
think
like the health department or
something.
Something.
I would think he'd be able to pull something out of his hat to shut it down. I mean, they should... I know that it's the day-to-day thing where they make their money, but... You shut down, get it fixed in time for the Breeders' Cup.
What needs to happen is the owners of the horses need to band together and go, we're not running our horses here anymore until we figure this out.
That makes sense.
The Utah Department of Commerce is warning veterinarians about a dangerous trend being seen at vet clinics. It involves people bringing pets into clinics for reasons that have nothing to do with the animals, and a veterinarian say it can be hard to catch. Dr. Drew Allen at Brickyard Animal Hospital says he's seen it. A dog or a cat owner comes to the clinic saying their animal needs a refill on medication because the medication was lost.
Pain meds.
Or maybe the person explains that their puppy has health issues and requests a certain drug prescription. What they really want is the prescription for themselves. It's been documented cases around the country. People will deliberately harm their pet just to be able to take it in and get pain meds for the animal. They're faking pet injuries for the sake of getting a hold of medications like opioids. The customers are essentially doctor shopping at the vet office.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
Let's see. Brought to you by Snowbird. There's no off season. They're open for summer Saturday, June 15th. No better place to plan a quick escape. Go to snowbird.com to book your stay. See you at the Bird. Women's FIFA World Cup. And the United States just did kind of embarrassingly ran all over Thailand 13-0.
There's no mercy rule.
Well, and the way that you bank those points because they'll help you out later when you're playing the harder teams.
Oh, yeah.
They don't play again until Sunday, and they will play Chile, which will be a more difficult game for them. Stanley Cup Finals, it's tied 3 apiece between the Blues and the Bruins, and they play today at 6 p.m. That's sports. Weather, it's beautiful summer weather, 86 for a high, mostly sunny, just a gorgeous day. Traffic, we've had lots of issues this morning. Signal problems, 106 South at 4th West in South Jordan. Treat that as a 4-way stop. Crash on I-15 southbound near 72nd South in Midvale. Highway Patrol had to stop traffic for a few minutes to move everything off, but I believe that's reopened again. Multi-vehicle crash southbound I-15 approaching Parish Lane in Centerville. Crash southbound I-15 in South Salt Lake at 27th South. The HOV lane is closed there. And Lehigh crews will be closing southbound I-15 off-ramp at Lehigh Main Street tonight between 9:30 p.m. and 5:30 a.m. for ramp work. Use an alternate route during that time. Water Pocket Distillery, they're making adventures in flavor, exploring beyond the boundaries of traditional spirits. Their motto is open wild, and distilling bold flavors is their passion.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. It's called the zone of exclusion, not the zone of disrespectful dumbasses. So, the 5-part miniseries about the 1986 catastrophe at the Chernobyl nuclear reactor has caused a spike in tourism there. Now, you've been able to visit there as a tourist for since like 1999 or something like that. But the 5-part miniseries about the 1986 catastrophe, since it began airing in May, tourism has reportedly increased by 30 to 40%. Social media influencers visiting the site have been subject to some criticism in recent days for using renewed interest in the disaster to stage glamour shots for their Instagram accounts. It's wonderful, says the screenwriter of Chernobyl. It is wonderful that hashtag ChernobylHBO has inspired a wave of tourism to the zone of exclusion. But I've seen some of the photos that have been going around. If you visit, please remember, a terrible tragedy occurred there. Comport yourselves with respect for all those who suffered and sacrificed. The HBO series, starring Jared Harris and Stellan Skarsgård and Emily Watson, directed by Jonathan Rennick, follow the immediate aftermath of the nuclear reactor explosion at the power plant in the town of Pripyat and the political repercussions of the disturbing and horrendous toll that it took on the people and animals and environment in that area. The series has been praised as a masterful piece of television that avoids glamorizing the disaster. Now, only 2 people died at the scene, but they estimate that at least
they don't know. Yeah, they don't really know.
116,000 people. There were 116,000 people who lived in that area.
Mm-hmm.
They think they're pretty sure that there are hundreds and perhaps thousands of deaths. And there are still deaths yet to come from the fallout of the nuclear. It's the only time a core at a power plant is exploded is essentially they set off a bomb, a nuclear bomb there. But people are taking funny selfies there. I don't have a problem with people going there and looking at it. You have to be checked for radiation, make sure you're not getting too much. But going there and acting like a jackass.
It's like going to Auschwitz and taking silly pictures there.
It's called the zone of exclusion, not the zone of disrespectful dumbasses. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Number 1, if you don't talk about it, it isn't real. The White House trying to stop climate science testimony. Documents show that the White House said, well, we're not going to approve. Well, the testimony was allowed, but we're not going to approve it for inclusion into the congressional record because, well, we don't believe in climate science.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, wow, good idea. A homemade license plate on a big rig truck in California leads to the arrest of a drug and drunken and drugged driver. And Boner candidate number 3, it's called the zone of exclusion, not the zone of disrespectful dumbasses.
All right, it's time to vote for round 2 of your boners. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? 1, 2, or 3? Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting June 12, 2019. And vote there. When the candidate wins here, we'll secure it a place in the Boner Dome for Boner Fight. That's when you will decide Boner of the Day. The champions round 1 and round 2 will face off in about a half hour from now. Stand by. All right. Hoops Vision Correction.
Well, it's the start of summer, and it's also a Cataract Awareness Month. And Kerry
We
had
can do
a cataract.
both.
Yeah, sure. Kerry had a cataract, and he got it taken care of at Hoops Vision.
It was so easy, and they were just so great about it. I mean, because I really did start to panic when they said cataract.
Today's cataract surgery, as Kerry can attest, no needles,
Yeah.
no stitches, no eye patch, nothing like that.
You lay down, zap, zap.
Yeah. Most patients report improved vision immediately. Hoops Vision is, they perform this FDA-approved, groundbreaking laser-assisted cataract surgery. And the renowned Hoops Vision team, they're very experienced. They use only the safest and most proven technologies at Hoops Vision. So if you have cloudy or blurred vision, it might be a cataract. It would.
It might not be.
Yeah, but you should get it checked out.
They'll check it.
Call 877-30-LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, or visit Hoops Vision, H-O-O-P-E-S, that's hoopsvision.com, and schedule your appointment today.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find our elders rendezvousing with Zone Leader Hansen on some distant planet in the BFE sector. Hey, Butch, what you got there?
Oh, it's a care package for my folks. You know, my mom means well, but she just doesn't understand the physics involved in sending stuff from home.
Well, what you mean?
Well, the cookies she sent are fine. They're hard as a rock, just the way I remember them. It's the lime jello with shredded carrots in it that causes problems. You know, even in Tupperware, this stuff goes bad after a week in hyperspace. Missionaries who have eaten this stuff have been known to develop a form of space madness.
Wow. Oh, look, here comes Zone Leader Hansen right now.
I have discovered the most incredible object. It allows us to view any period in the history of any planet. We can research early church history, This discovery will allow me to get reassigned back to Earth and leave you two losers far behind.
Great. Glad to hear it. What's that have to do with us?
Since you weren't having much luck in the field, I figured that you wouldn't mind watching my discovery while I go back to Starbase 182 and file my report. Hey, are you eating while I'm talking to you? Give me that.
Sorry.
Say, green jello with carrot shavings. I haven't had this since I left home.
But sir, I think you ought to know that...
Quiet, Lehigh. He's eating.
Shut up, the both of you, right now. This jello tastes funny.
He's gone mad. He's got space madness. We better go after him.
Okay. Hey, what's that thing right there?
You mean that natural arch that seems to be showing the History Channel?
Yeah, that thing. What is it?
I believe that who is it would be a more appropriate question.
Is that you that said that, Butch?
No. It must have been the natural arch over there. Okay, I'll play. Who are you, and what have you done with Zone Leader Hansen?
I am the guardian of forever. Hansen has entered through me into your world's past.
Entered through you?
Well, I guess we can get back to tracking now, huh, Lehigh?
No, we most certainly can't.
Huh?
We need to get Zone Leader Hansen back and cure his jello-induced space madness.
Come on now, Lehigh. He was a little weird before my mom's jello. Are we sure he's sick?
Where in our world's history is Hansen now, Guardian?
He was asking questions about Mormon history and about lime jello in particular. He entered as I was showing him the Relief Society meeting where sisters first began to experiment with lime jello.
Well, if he disturbs that meeting, the timeline of church history could be permanently changed. Let's go, Butch. Will Zone Leader Hansen change church history? Can Butch and Lehigh get him to go before he does? Will the Relief Society let Hansen anywhere near their test kitchen? Tune in next time to hear Relief Society President Mulestein say...
I'm at a loss, sisters. We've tried shredded beets, cauliflower, radishes, eggplant, zucchini, and rutabaga. Nothing seems to go with this new lime jello stuff.
Excuse me, sister. I think we can help.
I don't think we should go against the prime directive, Bush.
How did you get in here? One wrong move and you'll see the business end of my skillet. Just like the last kid who wandered in here and tried to tell us how to conduct our business.
Other kid? Oh, hey, it's Zone Leader Hansen. She's knocked him out cold.
Nice going, ma'am. Wish I'd have been here to see it. Tell you what, we'll get him out of your way and you can go back to doing what you were doing. Oh, yeah, and you might want to try shredded carrots.
I warned you about meddling.
She's got a skillet. Run for it. Run. On the next liposuctioning episode of Space Elders.
All right, we got to get to things that must go, but first, let's award round 2 of your boners.
So we had boner candidate number 1, which was, it's brought to you in part by And Chips.
And Campos Coffee, Roastery, and Kitchen, serving their new spring breakfast and lunch menus featuring delicious contemporary food with a focus on light, fresh ingredients. CamposCoffee.com.
Had boner candidate number 1. If you don't talk about it, then it doesn't exist. It isn't real. The White House trying to stop climate science testimony. Boner candidate number 2. Wow, good idea. A homemade license plate that said Califast instead of California leads to a DUI arrest. And boner candidate number 3, it's called the zone of exclusion, not the zone of disrespectful dumbasses. The people, Instagram tourists going to the Chernobyl site and taking disrespectful photographs. The winner was just running away with it with over 150 votes. Boner candidate number 1. If you don't talk about it, it doesn't exist.
All right, there we go. That is the winner of round 2's voting. It now goes forward to Boner Fight. Might be Boner of the Day. We'll see how it does against the winner of round 1's voting. We'll do that in a half hour. You will decide Boner of the Day with Boner Fight at 9:20. Things That Must Go, brought to you by?
Upon qualification, buy a new home with New Dwello's gift of equity rebate and credit program. That's $28,124 in down payment assistance for those who qualify for the purchase of a new home. Text the word money to 62687.
Things that must go on the radio.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program, and you need to get it off your chest. So you send it to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. That's the email address. You put must go in the subject line, and if we read the things that are bugging you on the air, maybe, just maybe, it'll help you out. Maybe they'll go, or maybe you'll just feel better. Gina, why don't you begin today?
Okay, this comes to us from Megan. She says, in addition to working as a software developer, I've been making and selling various handmade items and art pieces for over a decade, and I do this at festivals, craft shows, convention. My things that must go are people that are talking to vendors. Remember, it's a real live person on the other side of the vending table. Here are some examples. Number 1, well, I can make that.
Well, then do it.
No, you can't.
Oh, man.
I don't sell my patterns to you, and you probably don't have the skill or the time. That's why you're here at the show shopping at my table. Number 2, well, that's too expensive. No, it's not. That's how much it is. Yelling or insulting the vendor for not agreeing to lower the price. Number 4, do you have a real job? Yes, I have a real job. I'm a software engineer. This is my hobby.
People ask. Jeez.
Number 5, can I get that at insert cheap box store here? No, no, you can't. Asking to take a picture and then afterward declaring the pic is so a friend or relative can make it for you for cheaper.
What? Do a-holes only work in this industry?
Talking about items as if the vendor can't hear you, like I'm 2 or 3 feet away. Usually it's just rude chatter, but the main reason my booth has never been shoplifted from is people stand there and discuss whether or not they can just walk off with something and act completely flabbergasted when I say, well, you can try, but I don't recommend it. I can run faster than you.
The hell?
As rude as people can be, I love vending, and the majority of customers are great. It's just draining dealing with the bad seeds a few times an hour. Megan. That's the other one I have.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, I'll go. I have one of my own. Insurance. I bitch about insurance, but it's really come up again this time because we changed insurance companies. I won't name the insurance companies, but we changed from a company that was insuring us for quite some time.
Yeah.
They were our insurer, and they weren't great, but they were okay. And so we've changed to a new insurance company this year. And what has that caused in my life? Well, the specialists who are familiar with my conditions, particularly my back surgeon, the orthopedic surgeon who
the
did
good
that.
one, yeah.
He's really good. Well, he's not under our insurance plan anymore. The guy who intimately knows the problems I am facing.
So not only do you have to find one, but explain your whole back history.
Well, I mean, he'll consult probably with get the records from the other guy, but still, that just is just infuriating. An insurance company saying, "I'm sorry, you can't have your doctor anymore. Sorry, the doctor who's been good to you, you can't have him anymore." And I purchased with this insurance company, I purchased the extra amount. For a little amount more, said because you'll have out-of-network coverage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe not so much.
I go to a specialist that I've been going to for years, another specialist, and they said, "No, I'm sorry, your insurance doesn't cover." I said, "Well, I got the out-of-network." I said, "That doesn't matter. We're out of network," but they said we're not.
Only certain out of network.
We're not. Yeah. Because you don't work at the right hospital. You don't have purview.
Exactly.
It's just it's criminal. It's
we had
extortion.
We had that other insurance for a couple of years, and in that time, I started developing new relationships with new doctors, and I got to the point where I liked them. And now today I have to call my doctor and say, guess what? We have to break up.
Yeah, it's criminal.
Yeah.
It's extortion is what it is. Mm-hmm. And it makes me angry, in case you couldn't tell. Good morning, lords and ladies. I can say ladies now because Katie for short is there. Here's my list of things that must go. The laundry room at my apartment complex must go. They recently put in all new washers and dryers and made a big deal about how you don't have to use change anymore because there's a card reader on every machine. This would be great if it ever worked. In the 2 months since the machines have been installed, there has been a sign on the door stating that the card machines are down and change is preferred. Also, the leasing office doesn't carry change, and you have to call the company that runs the machines for refunds or questions. Of the 10 washers and 10 dryers, only 4 or so work at any time, so you have to get the laundry room super early on the weekend to find an open machine. Oh, you have to get there super early in the weekend to find a machine, and then I've started... You know, I think it's criminal that they're charging you for the washing machines in your apartment complex. Because that's just pure profit for them. That's all that is. And my Midwestern cousin and her family that don't understand why there needs to be a pride parade. I have had to hide her on Facebook because she says things like, I don't care if you're gay, but I don't need it shoved in my face. Does moving to the Midwest automatically make you a stereotypical Midwestern mom? She even has the, can I speak to your manager haircut now?
The can I speak to your...
She was never like this growing up, and I can't really unfriend her because she's family, and it will cause drama. Thanks for letting me listen. Keep up the good work, Biff. And then finally this one, people saying unless when it should be unless. There's no such word as unless, Bill.
I've never heard you say unless.
I don't think I say unless, but
all right.
Maybe that's what she...
But if you stand next to a hot microphone for more than 30 years, you're bound to say something like that.
Yeah.
All right. First one from a listener. It says, feel free to use my name, but there's no name. Oh. So this might be yours. When guys ask me, so why don't you have a boyfriend? You're so pretty, smart, hot. I really think they mean this as a compliment, and I can't speak for all women. But it does not come off as a compliment to me. Maybe I just haven't met the right guy yet. Maybe I don't want a boyfriend at the moment. On the same note, unsolicited blind date fix-ups must go. Yeah. Just because I happen to be single does not necessarily mean I want to be hooked up with your random friend who is 15 years older than me. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like a bitter old lady here. I don't know who that's from. Finally, these from myself and my wife. Because, you know, a little window into the trials and tribulations that happen in our lives.
You struggle, so.
It's real. Things that must go. You know when you buy new light bulbs and you change them and the old ones are not the, you know, the incandescent ones, and then you change for the fluorescents, you know? So all the lights in like one room, they're all like different brightnesses.
Yeah, I hate that.
Isn't that terrible?
It is. My God.
It's just miserable.
It drives you crazy,
You're
doesn't
so
it?
brave.
Thank you for noticing that.
I don't know how you put up with it.
Also, you know when you get your car detailed?
Yeah.
And they armor all your pedals.
They're slippery.
Slippery, and
I know.
It's scary.
I know. You have to tell them, please don't armor all the pedals.
Another problem that we encounter in our lives, check-in times for hotels have got to change. Because you're paying for less than 24 hours in the room. Check in at 11. This is how it should be. Check in at 11. Check out at 4 p.m. So, listen, cool boutique hotel chain. This is your... I would pay extra for these check-in times. And then finally this, when you have a party at your house for your work friends and you clean the bathrooms and then no one uses the bathroom.
Oh, God, I wish I'd gone to the bathroom.
I didn't know.
Man, you are brave.
That must go.
I'll come over today.
All right, traffic, Gina. Do you have a little bit?
Yeah, I just want to remind you to avoid the area of 106 South and 4th West in South Jordan. The traffic lights are flashing red in all directions, and it's causing huge delays. The 5th Annual Wee Beer Festival at Golden Spike Event Center on Saturday, June 15th. 45 different local artisan brews, entertainment vendors, food, and more. Go to goldenspikeeventcenter.com.
I got an idea for you. For more than 30 years, Shamrock Plumbing's been the plumbing contractor that Utahns trust.
Yes.
So avoid costly repairs to your plumbing by scheduling an inspection by Shamrock Plumbing. They have certified licensed technicians, which isn't the case with a lot of other plumbing firms out there. And Shamrock Plumbing doesn't employ salespeople that work off commissions either. Their technicians are trained to take care of a problem and at hand, and not the problem that you might have in 2 or 3 years down the road. So if you schedule an inspection with Shamrock Plumbing, you can be sure that they're not going to tell you need something that you don't need, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Also, check them out for small jobs or big jobs, water heaters, water softeners, all of that kind of stuff, residential, commercial, standard water heaters, tankless water heaters. You can go to their website, shamrockplumbing.net, or call them 801-295-1690, Shamrock Plumbing.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Once again, we join our missionaries as they orbit a small planet.
Hey, Lehigh, my sensors are picking up a distress signal from a small craft on the surface.
Yeah, I see it. Well, there's nothing else in this sector for parsecs. We better land and see if they need some help.
Well, according to my tricorder, it should be right over there.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Well, that's odd.
What?
Well, it's just not often you find a spaceship made out of cardboard and held together with masking tape, staples, and paper clips.
Well, it's a good thing we came along. I'll bet they need our help. Oh, looky there. It's a guy in a spacesuit. Excuse me, sir.
Halt! Identify yourselves.
Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
Elders, sounds important. I'm Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, well, we represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
The Mormons.
Mormons?
And we was wondering if we could offer you some assistance.
Yeah, looks like your craft could use some work. Why don't you let me take a look at that, huh?
Get back!
Oh, look out, Butch. He's got a...
looks like a little blinking red light on his wrist.
I have got to get someone at Space Command to look at this thing.
Hey, where are you headed, Buzz?
To infinity and beyond.
Ooh, sounds like fun. That's a nice spacesuit you got there. Hey, what do these buttons do?
Please, don't push the buttons on the suit.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
Wow.
I told you not to press the buttons on the suit.
Oh, hey, that's cool. And this one... Wow, wings!
Yeah, I can fly. Will you leave the suit alone?
Well, looks like your ship is all ready to go. All you needed was a little duct tape to hold the vertical stabilizers in place.
I am forever in your debt.
Hey, listen, you want me to take a look at that little blinking red light laser device while we're here?
No, your companion has done enough fiddling with my equipment for one day.
Well, would you be interested in learning more about the teachings of our prophet, Joseph Smith?
Not today. It takes a long time to get to infinity, and then more to go beyond. I'd better get going. Nice meeting you.
Well, bye, Buzz.
Bye. Will Butch and Lehigh ever get anyone to listen to the first discussion? Will Buzz Lightyear make it to infinity, let alone beyond? Will Butch's duct tape repair job hold Buzz's ship together? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... Oh, it's a shame we couldn't convince him to convert.
Well, I doubt that action figure toys could count as converts, and I don't think action figures can hold the priesthood. Besides, I'd have to reprogram his voice chip in order to allow him to give the opening prayer.
On the next leg-shaving episode of Space Elders!
Utah's original alternative X96.
Well, you'll have to excuse me because I have to use the bathroom.
Man.
Because
Impossibly catchy song.
on this day,
In 1981, John Gorley, the singer for Portugal the Man, was born in Wasilla, Alaska.
Wasilla?
Yep.
The home of Sarah, what's her name?
Palin.
You know they're fellow lords, right? Their Twitter handle is Lords of Portland.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
There you go.
Fellow lords.
Hi, Corey.
Hello, good morning.
Is this a sponsored feature, Corey?
It is brought to you by Live Nation presenting Coheed and Cambria and Mastodon. June 20th. The Great Saltaire. Tickets on sale now at Smith Tix, so a week from tomorrow.
That'll be a good show.
Yeah, that'll be good. Hit up livenation.com for all very extensive list of shows coming to Salt Lake. This week, though,
what do we got?
Tonight, Sublime with Rome at the Great Saltaire.
Mm-hmm.
The sun's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Sublime with Rome's on stage.
Smell of weed in the air.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
Smell of trees burning. Oh, it'll be lovely.
What is that smell? It's the brine flies.
It's my vape, bro.
Yeah.
Thursday, Blue October at the Gallivan Center for the Toyota Salt City Sounds Concert Series Net. Tickets for this sold like crazy. It is going to be packed there tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you today, I would buy your tickets for this show. If you think you're going to walk up to the gate tomorrow and buy tickets,
nope.
No, probably not. Nope. It's selling very fast. So go to saltcitysounds.com, get your tickets for that. Also, now I think you could probably catch this show as well. The Ataris will be at Urban Lounge.
Oh, really?
Because I think we have to be done at the Gallivan around 10, right in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Urban usually goes a little bit later than that.
Yeah.
It'd be a big, big concert night for you. Also, Christopher Titus, one night only at Wise Guys.
Oh, really?
Yep, he's doing his one-man show.
When is
Amerigeddon.
He's very funny.
He is. You follow him on Twitter. He's great.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Now, what day is this?
That would be tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
At Wise Guys. One show only at downtown.
Damn.
This is not a run of engagement. Decisions must be made.
I know.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, the 5th Annual Utah Blues Festival gets going at the Gallivan Center for a couple days. The Utah Foster Care Chuck Art Festival will be going on at the Gateway throughout the weekend. Tuesday, and to round out your week, it's kind of a sparse sort of like Saturday and Sunday this week. Tuesday, though, you want to save all your energy over the weekend for Train and Goo Goo Dolls out at USANA.
Save your energy?
Well, you know.
Party on. Party on, Wayne.
The audience will need to rest up before.
Yes.
Yeah. Get some sleep before the show.
What time's that show starting?
Better be early.
I was going to ask.
I think at about 11 a.m.
Yeah. We need.
There'll be.
You have the early bird special,
Well,
and then you go out to Yasana.
If we could do that, yeah.
Oh, all right.
All right. Is that it?
It used to be this segment used to be brought to you by Live Nation.
Yeah.
No, it's brought to you by Live Nation, presenting once again Coheed and Cambria and Mastodon, June 20th, the Great Solitaire. Tickets on sale at Smith 6. Go to livenation.com for all the shows, including, once again, Train and Goo Goo Dolls next Tuesday, USANA.
That will do well, actually.
It will.
Yeah, it'll do very
So
well.
we're making jokes about ourselves, all right?
Yeah.
We played those bands extensively in the past. We have a strong track record.
We are the same age as
Yes.
Train.
We
Exactly.
are, yes.
That's the jokes we're making.
I want the early bird special. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
So
It's usually prime rib.
yeah, text the word money. No.
Money.
What?
Text the word events to 33986. Text the word events to 33986, and you can get all of that information just sent right directly to your phone.
Every Wednesday at noon.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you very much, Corey. We got Boner Fight coming up, a reasonable amount of news. Stand by for all of that. Some other events you might attend are at the Salt Lake Film Society Theater.
Oh, yes, indeed. Salt Lake Film Society showing the very best in independent movies.
I want to take my husband to see The Big Little Farm.
That's supposed to be very good.
And
It's a
it's
documentary.
right up his alley.
And I want to see the I can't think of the name of it, but it's about Shakespeare. It's Kenneth Branagh, and he plays Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah.
He's retired, and he goes home to get reacquainted with his family, and things don't go well for him.
But those are the kind of films that you can see, and we thank Salt Lake Film Society for bringing them to us.
Yeah. Whatever that movie's called, well, I won't go into
I'll
it.
go to slfs.org, Bill, and tell you.
Yeah, that's where you find all of the films that are showing at the Salt Lake Film Society theaters, the Broadway and the Tower Theater, and also where you can become a part of the Red Carpet Club, which is a way to help out this arts organization, slfs.org.
The Toyota Salt City Sounds
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our beloved missionaries knocking on the door of a sand crawler on Tatooine.
Whoever heard of a camper being 100 feet long and nearly 60 feet tall?
Well, it's not really a camper. It's more like a mobile home. An entire tribe of Jawas call the sand crawler their home.
Well, I guess we better introduce ourselves before they decide to move on.
Hi there. I'm Elder Chris Jansen, and this is Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
And we was wondering if you had heard of our church and if you'd like to know more about it.
Lehigh, I think my universal translator in my name badge is broken. Can you tell me what the little guy said?
Well, I didn't understand him either. Oh no, our translators must not be programmed for Java. Now we'll never be able to bring them our message of salvation.
Excuse me, sir. Perhaps I can be of some assistance.
And I suppose that you speak Java.
I am a protocol programmed in over 3 million forms of communication.
And I suppose that one of those over 3 million forms of communication is Java.
Oh, Java's like a second language to me. Be quiet, Artu. I do speak Java like a native.
Well then, if you wouldn't mind, can you tell us what they're saying? Talk to them.
Utna Chala elders? He says that they want your hyperbikes.
Well, you tell him that we need them to do our missionary work and that we would really need to be going soon, too.
Kala Chuk Nakda Zula Tem, elders Lokda Nimboshan.
Oh my, what did he say?
He says that they will join your church in exchange for the hyperbikes, and they want to keep your name badges too.
They want eternal salvation and our hyperbikes?
Cool. They get our bikes and we get our first converts. What a deal. I mean, there must be 2, maybe 300 Jawas on board this piece of junk. I mean, we could convert them all.
Butch, those hyperbikes don't belong to us. They belong to the church.
And so will the Jawas after we baptize them.
Could this be it? Converts for Elders Christiansen and Jensen at last? Would the church frown on bartering for membership? And how many Jawas can you convert for a pair of Mark 32 hyperbikes with custom fender flares and luggage racks? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say, "Ding." No, and that is final. Now, Mr. 3PO, if you would just kindly ask the Jawas to give back our name badges, we'll be on our way.
Well, all right. What if I give them my luggage rack and fender flares and we just baptize, a couple of them?
No! That is your big problem, Butch. You always try to do things the easy way.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen to this. I've been letting you win at Scripture Chase.
On the next growth stunting episode of Space
X96.
All right, 919. You want to do it here?
Sure.
Sure.
Is it a texting?
Yeah, text to win here. X96 welcomes the annual Salt Lake Gaming Con to its new location, the Salt Palace Convention Center, July 27th through the 29th, featuring 3 days packed full of video games, tabletop games, celebrities from the world of gaming and after parties, and cosplay. Get all the details and purchase your multi-day tickets at saltlakegamingcon.com. Now, we have a giveaway here with a keyword. So I'll give you the keyword, and you'll text it to 33986 for your chance to win a pair of 3-day passes. The keyword is GameStop, all one word, GAMESTOP, GameStop. Text that to 33986.
All right. We do have Boner Fight coming up here in about 6 minutes to determine who Boner of the Day will be today. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by.
When it comes to mortgage lending, call Rick at Vintage Lending. Where else are you going to go? 16 years experience. Call Rick 801-809-SAVE or loansbyrick.com.
Well, I was just looking at the British press here, and we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but the U.S. women's soccer team are having to defend themselves after being slammed for wildly celebrating every goal in their 13-0 defeat of Thailand. Now, this is in the Daily Mail. I didn't know. Now, I thought they were just being criticized for kind of running up the score, but apparently they just went nuts after every goal they scored.
First of all, running up the score, all the points count going forward. So if they can score a bunch of points on a lesser team, then you do it to pad for some of those harder games.
The women's World Cup favorites, the U.S. team, thrashed the Minnows in Reims in France on Tuesday night, leaving their opponents in tears, and were then criticized by commentators and soccer fans for reacting to each goal as if it were their very first. Thailand was never a real threat to the U.S. national team. Even so, the three-time World Cup champions, women's World Cup champions, had no desire to go easy on a lesser opponent in their opening game, leading 3-0 at the break and then breaking the match open in the second half with the players celebrating goal after goal after goal. Striker Alex Morgan tied the tournament record with 5 goals and said after the match her team meant no disrespect, but simply wanted to position themselves for a run at a second consecutive title. We really came into the game wanting to showcase ourselves, she said. If you look at a picture, though, of the women's team, the American women's team, and then the Thailand team,
I mean, it's
it looks
sad.
like they're
You
playing
feel
a
bad
team.
for
It
them,
looks
but-
like they're playing a team of children. It really does. They're these little women, and you know. And then also in the British press, I like this headline: Joe Biden promises to cure cancer if elected president at a rally in Iowa. Hours after being called a dummy by President Trump, Joe Biden told a crowd at the campaign rally he plans to cure cancer if he's elected president in 2020. The former vice president was speaking at an event in Ottumwa, Iowa, on the same day that Donald Trump flew into the state. Biden, whose son Beau died from brain cancer back in 2015, called finding a cure for the disease the single most important thing that changes America.
Now, does that mean he's in a lab? No, that's
a lot of you understand what loss is, Biden said. When a loss occurs, a lot of people come up to you and say, I know how you feel, but you feel like saying, you have no idea how I feel. But I promise you, if I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes America. We're going to cure cancer, he said. But I like the British press, they have to put it in.
No, I mean,
Joe Biden promises to cure cancer if he's
means
elected
they're
president.
putting money toward research grants.
Oh,
and
is that it?
things.
Really?
That's
I had no idea that's what that meant.
Didn't Obama kind of make him the point man for curing cancer while
Yes, he
they
did.
were president?
And he has sponsored many, many, many initiatives and efforts to look for a cure for cancers. The problem with that is, of course, we say, why can't we find a cure for cancer? Well, cancer is this one it's one word to cover a gigantic, group of diseases that work in different ways. And so Gina sent me this story. I don't know how much time we have to go into it.
About a minute or two.
It was 911 dispatch center in the early morning of July 15, 2017. My boyfriend had a gun, Barbara Rogers told the operator from her home in Pennsylvania. And he told me to hold it here and press the trigger. Oh, my God, he's dead. When police arrived at the double-wide trailer, they found 32-year-old Stephen Mineo dead from a close-range .45 caliber bullet wound to his forehead. Rogers was arrested and charged with her boyfriend's murder. But behind what first appeared to be a simple domestic killing, investigators found a bizarre backstory involving an extramarital cult that had swallowed up an extraterrestrial cult that had swallowed up both Rogers and Mineo. It is such a bizarre story. According to the Pocono Record, as Rogers' first-degree murder trial began in March, she claimed the couple had gotten into a disagreement with the leader of the cult, who preaches a heady stew of alien conspiracy theories, apocalyptic biblical interpretation, and warnings about reptilian extraterrestrials living secretly as humans.
I know we're running out of time, so let me tell you the best part.
Yeah.
So the wife posted on Facebook that she was enjoying a rare steak, and the leader of the cult said, You're a reptile alien
reptile.
person because you like rare steak.
Yeah.
Really?
So the woman said, "That's it. I'm leaving the cult." And then she got into a fight with her
The
husband.
boyfriend about, or the husband about.
And then she shot him.
Yeah.
And he,
Well, that's what a reptilian would do.
Well, I thought a reptilian would eat him. Wouldn't that?
Well, maybe the cops arrived just in time.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's been proved in court yet whether she is reptilian or not.
I think they need to.
I do too.
Weather.
Yes, beautiful today, sunny, 86. It's a lovely summer day for you, and that's perfect weather to start thinking about going to Snowbird. Summer season starts Saturday, June 15th. No better place to plan a quick escape. Go to snowbird.com to book your stay. See you at the Bird.
It's Boner Fight. With Radio from Hell on X96.
Here we go. The winner from round 1 going against the winner from round 2. We had 6 candidates total. Now we have 2. 1 will emerge victorious. Boner candidate number 1, leave nature alone. This is the boner candidate, whoever they are, that vandalized the feature in Capitol Reef National Park, the Temple of the Moon monolith, found vandalized with a 27-inch by 17-inch eyeball scratched into the rock.
That's huge.
Going against boner candidate number 2, well, if you don't talk about it, it isn't real. The White House trying to stop climate science testimony. And even though the doctor finally did testify verbally, they won't allow his comments to be entered into the congressional record.
All right, you've got to decide of those 2 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text. Then text that to 33986. Or you could call, talk to Katie in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, June 12, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds to do it. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day. All right. Brooklinen.com is the website. You need to go there, take a look, and you'll see what I'm talking about. My sheets. I love my Brooklinen sheets. And, you spend a third of your life in the sheets, regular people. At our house, it's half of our life in the sheets. So you want to be just insanely comfortable. And now that the warm weather is here, maybe it's time to switch up your sheets and duvets to something a little breezier, lightweight, and soft. It is the newest linen collection. Beautiful assortment of colors. And linen sheets are a wonderful, wonderful thing. You really should try them. It's in their name, so you know it's got to be good. Brooklinen, the newest linen collection, is amazing. I couldn't recommend their products more for graduates, newlyweds, friends, family, treating yourself to the bedroom upgrade you deserve. Brooklinen.com is giving you an exclusive offer just for our listeners. You can get 10% off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson, my last name, at brooklinen.com. They are so confident in their product that all of their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. But the only way to get that 10% off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson, Jackson, at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code Jackson. These really are the best sheets ever.
Thanks a lot for answering our ad. Look, we've got a lot of other people to interview, so we'll just let you know, okay? Loser.
God, what a bunch of no-loads. I mean, we haven't had one single applicant that I'd even consider hiring. Why are they so bad?
I just think it shows you the quality of people who read the paper.
Yeah.
Losers, all of them.
I don't know. Maybe it's the way the ad is worded. How does it read?
I think I wrote it just the way we talked about. Look, here it is.
Okay.
Listen, we need a new stalker. Do you think you have what it takes? If so, apply in person to Kerry and Bill, the Radio from Hell guys at X96. Previous stalking experience is not required. We will train. X96 is an equal opportunity employer.
That's pretty straightforward. Guess I'm just getting discouraged. I don't think we're ever going to find anybody to replace the old guy.
Well, now, we both agreed that no matter how much we liked him, it would just be stupid of us to wait for him to get out.
Oh, all right.
We're just going to have to keep looking.
Okay. Lori, send in the next applicant, please.
Oh, hello, boys.
Hello, Chunga. Send in the next applicant, will you? We're in a hurry.
No, you don't understand. I am the next applicant.
What? Oh my God, you're serious? You want to stalk us?
We.
You're not impressing us by speaking French.
No, I mean we want to stalk you. All 10 of my personalities, including Tina the lap dancer. Let's look at this logically, boys. I'm already on the payroll. I know your phone numbers and where you live. And I can gut and skin a rabbit in less than 2 minutes. And you guys probably don't know this, but I've seen both of you naked. Lots of times. And, well, I love you.
Hey, that wasn't bad. What do you think, Bill? He's creeping me out.
Well, let's try the phone test.
Okay.
All right, pretend that it's 3 a.m. There's a thunder and lightning storm going on. My phone rings. I pick it up, and it's you, Chunga. What do you say?
Hello, Bill. Want to go to a jazz game?
No! Doesn't work.
No.
Try again. Phone rings. I pick it up. It's you. What do you say, Chunga?
Bill, it's me, Chunga. Want to go over to Cummings and watch them hand-dip chocolates?
Not even scary. Not scary at all. I'm sorry, Chunga. You just don't have what it takes. Look, send in the next one, would you?
Oh, come on, you guys. I know you don't like all the other stalker candidates. They stink. Besides, there's only one guy left in the lobby, and it's Frank Layton wearing one of his wife's old moo-moos, and his face is smeared with red lipstick.
Red lipstick, huh? Well, send him in.
Mr. Layton, the boys will see you now.
Hello, girls!
on X96, Radio from Hell.
Yes, let's award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you in part by Fish and Chips.
And also chips.
Yes.
And
they came with the fish.
I've heard of them doing that before. And the Stateroom presents Bon Iver with special guest Sharon Van Etten at Maverick Center on September 4th. Tickets at smithtix.com.
I thought you were going to say something else
well,
there.
it says, it says, please let me know if you need anything else, which tells me whoever sent that.
You should have read that.
I should have.
You totally should have Ron Burgundied that. That would have been funny.
96.com. Please let me know if you need anything else. So we had Boner Candidate number 1, Let Nature Alone. Somebody vandalizing the feature at Capitol Reef called, what is it called? Temple of the Moon. Going up against number 2. If you don't talk about it, it doesn't exist. It isn't real. The White House refusing to acknowledge the testimony of a climate scientist about climate change before Congress. And the winner, they both got good votes, but about double. Number 1,
Really?
Leave Nature Alone.
Oh, okay. That's your Boner of the Day for June 12, 2019. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
I didn't have time to get to this story about there's a huge mass embedded in the center of the moon.
A mass?
And astronomers are not sure what it is, but I read into the story. It turns out it's a bubblegum center.
Tumor.
It's bubblegum. No, it's bubblegum.
Why would there be bubblegum in the middle of green cheese? I don't.
How many licks
seems
does
odd,
it take to get to the middle of the moon?
No, it's they don't. It's a big.
They don't know what it
is.
is.
It's metal. That's all they know. It's
Ooh,
metal.
let's go mine it.
I know what it is. Secret Nazi headquarters.
Could be.
Yep. They traveled through time.
What are those red something? Those movies with the Nazi zombies.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of them now.
Those are really great movies because they're just so
They made
bizarre.
2 of them.
Yeah,
and one of them is that there's a secret Nazi base on the moon.
Yeah. It's called Red something. What is it? They're absolutely look up Nazi zombies.
Now you're gonna make me Google it, aren't you?
Yeah. If you ever get a chance, they're like Swedish or.
If I ever get a chance, I'm never gonna watch all the things I want to watch.
Well, you wouldn't watch this anyway. Even if
I
you
might.
Could. Nah, you wouldn't.
No.
No, it's too.
Overlord is one. Oh, there's a bunch of them. I just said Nazi zombie movie.
Red Snow. That's the first one, I think. The first one? Red Snow?
Because there's one called Overlord. There's Outpost.
Yeah, Katie says Red Snow is the first one.
Red Snow. Dead Snow.
Red Snow, Dead Snow.
Dead Snow is one. I saw Dead Snow.
I've seen Red Snow and Dead Snow, or is it called Red Snow, Dead Snow? I can't remember.
Maybe I need to more focus my search.
Nazi zombies.
Moon.
Nazi zombie moon.
Iron Sky. That's the ones. Iron Sky and Iron Sky 2.
Yeah.
Iron Sky 2 is Nazis on the moon. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
So they Nazis bouncing around and
I don't know.
Different gravity.
New York has come under attack. Witnesses claim to have
careful.
seen hundreds of UFOs. It's opening fire! Oh my God!
It's Iron Sky 2 is the trailer. Nazis on the moon. So that's what it is.
Oh, speaking of TV and movies and stuff, I was going to say we were talking about Chernobyl earlier. I guess I didn't realize this until I saw him. Stellan Skarsgård, who is the father of Bill Skarsgård and Alexander, the two,
They're the acting family extraordinaire.
Alexander was in speaking of werewolves and vampires and stuff. He was in the TV show.
The Sookie.
Yeah,
Sookie
Stackhouse Chronicles.
Yeah,
and Bill Skarsgård, of course, is the clown in It. And no, not Hemlock Grove. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But Stellan, their dad, you see him in Chernobyl. He's enormous. He's not fat. He's.
Did he gain weight?
No, he's not fat. He's so tall.
Oh no, he's a big guy.
My God, he's tall.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes other actors around him usually kind of don't notice.
6'3".
He looks bigger than that. Or maybe Jared Harris is tiny.
I'm sure he's a little Brit.
But they.
You want me to look up the?
He just looked like a little boy standing next to Stellan Skarsgård.
Well, yeah, because
big.
Because Hemsworth is like 6'2", 6'3", and they're both in the Thor movies.
Yeah.
Well, Jared Harris is only 6.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
6 feet tall.
He's
Yeah.
not
Oh,
tiny.
okay. But they had to be careful how they shot it so that Hemsworth didn't look small compared to this human scientist.
Yeah. I swear he's taller than 6'3". I mean, he just looks huge to me. But he's really good there. And Bill Skarsgård is, you know him for the clown in It, Pennywise, but he's in the Castle Rock that Hulu did.
Oh, yeah?
He plays a character in Castle Rock. He's strange looking, just...
Well, Bill's taller than Dad.
Is he?
He's 6'4".
He's pretty gangly too, and so he does this thing where the character he plays, it's just called the Kid, in Castle Rock, and he's like got this physical weird deformity the way he walks, and I thought, I wonder if he's really like that, and but my wife said she'd read something about him. He always tries to find some physical oddity in any character he plays. He wants to do something. He's quite good, actually.
I'm looking forward to It Chapter 2.
I have a hard time with those movies and the book.
The first one was great.
I didn't see it in the theater. I finally watched it on TV, but I have a hard time with it. Just the subject matter is just
yeah.
Well, this is the one where they're grown up.
Yeah.
Taking on the clown.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got we got a couple of things we got to take care of after these. Stand by. Grove.co/X96. That's where you need to go to get this deal that I'm about to tell you about. Summer is pretty much here. I mean, we're getting finally the nice warm weather. And Grove has got their Mrs. Meyer's Summer Scents in. And for a limited time only, you can get this seasonal Mrs. Meyer's offer from Grove before it runs out. Select your favorite summer scent. Basil is my favorite. There's honeysuckle, lavender, and a lot more. New customers will get a free cleaning set in your favorite scent when you place your first order of $20. So you get the free Mrs. Meyer's hand soap, dish soap, and multi-surface spray, and the Grove Collaborative Cleaning Caddy and Walnut Scrubber Sponges. They are terrific. And that's what's great about Grove is that they make it easy to find the best natural, eco-friendly products online, all in one place, delivered straight to your door. You don't have to run to 2 or 3 different stores. It's all right there. Try Grove now before this summer-ready offer runs out. For a limited time, our listeners get a 5-piece cleaning set from Mrs. Meyer's and Grove, a free 60-day VIP membership, a free cleaning kit just for you when you sign up and place an order of $20 or more. Check out Grove and the special offer at grove.co/X96. Got to do the /X96 to get the deal. That's grove.co, not com, /X96.
Spine. Spell it with me now. S-P-I-N-E. Spine. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our 2 Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand Ardun Jr. has called his friend LeVar with worries on his mind. Never fails. It's always during my favorite show. Yellow.
LeVar?
Yeah.
It's LeGrand.
LeGrand, how's it going?
I'm a worried man, LeVar. I don't know what to do. It's about Midge.
Well, how is the lovely Mrs. Dunn LeGrand?
Well, LeVar, she ain't herself these days.
What do you mean she ain't herself? Well, who is she then?
Well, she's Midge, but she's not Midge.
Huh?
Well, first off, she's been losing weight, LeVar. She may have knocked off close to 100 pounds. She had to go out and buy a whole new set of moo-moos. And they're designer moo-moos, too. The Dawn Ho collection.
Well, that is odd, Legrand.
And she started to wear makeup again.
Huh?
She hasn't worn makeup since we got married, LeVar. A woman with 16 kids doesn't have any place wearing makeup, LeVar.
That is strange.
And it's not even New Skin or Mary Kay, LeVar. It's that kind of makeup that Claudia Schifter wears.
Anything else?
Well, she covered up the I Heart Family Home Evening bumper sticker on the back of the Suburban with one that says, "Mean people suck."
Something is definitely up, Legrand.
I know. So, I've been kind of trying to track down her whereabouts to see what's up.
You mean you've been spying on Midge?
Well, I wouldn't call it spying exactly. Just keeping tabs, you know, like waiting down the street from the house and then following her car.
Spying. That's what that is, Legrand. Spying. Well, did you find out anything?
Well, when she said she was going to Relief Society, I followed her, and she ended up at the Deseret Gym. I think she may be working out, LeVar.
Well, mayhaps she's just trying to get in shape and improve her quality of life. Mayhaps she's tired of being as big as a Winnebago.
She's the mother of all my 16 kids, LeVar. She's not supposed to improve her quality of life. Her role as my spiritual partner is to improve my quality of life.
You find out anything else when you was spying on her?
Well, yesterday I caught her waxing her legs and shaving her armpit hair.
The hell you say? We got big trouble, Legrand. I'm gonna jump in the truck and be right over. That is, if the truck will start. You know, she might be trying to become a feminist or something worse. She hasn't said anything about, taking night classes or the like, has she?
No. What are we gonna do, LeVar?
Well, we're gonna keep spying on her, Legrand. Let's just hope that we don't find out that she's going to the symphony or the ballet or nothing like that. Tell you what, though, if we do, you pack them kids up in that Suburban and you ski-daddle out of there.
And Tamarind.
I'm all right with Tamarind.
Are you sure?
Well,
Do you
like
know
A1, I must be.
Do you know what Tamarind is?
No, I have no idea what Tamarind is.
Okay.
What is it?
I'm not going to say.
You don't know.
Yeah, I
Of
do.
course. What is it?
It's a fruit.
Bill used to play the tamarind.
In the Mamas and the Papas.
In the Salvation Army. I was the tamarind player.
Hey, Mr.
Tamarind Man, play a song for me. We did it
It's
again,
the Gina B and Richie T. There it is. That's the show you're going to get.
Does anybody here know what a tamarind is?
It's a fruit.
Now listen while I play my green tamarind.
It's a.
It's like a citrus kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of sour. It's very sour. One of my favorite things to get at a Vietnamese restaurant is tamarind broth soup.
I like to get tamarind sodas at Mexican places.
It's related to the date.
Oh, I had no idea. There you go. Tamarind.
Cousin of the date? Or
I think
neighbor?
no, it's related. So I believe it's an uncle. It's an uncle to the date.
Uncle Tamarind, shut up. We're tired of your stories about flavoring A1. We don't believe you.
Oh, these people have brought us a cake.
No, that's not for us.
It's for size 9.
Happy
Is it your
25th
birthday
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
You know what would be really funny is if that cake slid out of the pan right now onto the floor. Holding it kind of sideways.
Radio from Hell on X96.
Somebody in the chat room sent a list of Nazi zombie movies. There are
a lot of them.
Good Lord, there are a lot of them.
That's mashing together two scary things.
Nazi zombies, I Think We're Alone Now.
I think we're alone now.
Just with Nazi in the title there, The Last Zombie Hunter, The Last Nazi Zombie Hunter. There are just the return of the blood-sucking Nazi zombies. I have the feeling some of these movies aren't serious.
Really?
I get that impression, yeah, that they're...
You hope they're not serious.
Angry Nazi zombies. Nazis at the center of the earth.
People spent money making these.
Yeah.
Like somebody went to somebody else and said,
I got an idea.
I got an idea. Will you give me many thousands of dollars? And they said, yes.
Yeah. And I'd like to see, so I'm going to I'm going to try and make it a task to see as many of these as I can.
We all need a goal, Bill.
Well, it's, Zombie Lake. Nazi zombies in a lake.
Lake of zombies.
Yeah.
They told lies, but nobody ever said a bad word about Winston Churchill, did they?
Nah.
No, when was winning? Churchill!
See, scary.
Yeah.
That the Fuhrer was a terrific dancer.
All right.
Nazi zombie movies.
Yeah,
I do want to see the Iron Sky 2. I do want to see that one.
Yeah.
What about Iron Sky 1? Don't you need to see that?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Red Snow is pretty fun.
I did see that one.
That's the Norwegian. It's a bunch of kids, teenagers or good-looking young people in a cabin, and then for some reason, Nazi zombies decide to go on the rampage.
I did see that one. That one was.
It makes no sense.
No,
But
it was worth one viewing.
Yeah, it's fun to watch one time. Zombie Island.
But the Iron Sky 2, their space station that they have built on the dark side of the moon.
Well, that's how they hide.
Shaped like a swastika.
The actual building.
The building is shaped like a swastika.
Sure. If you got the technology, that's what you do. That's what you do. And zombies at the center of the earth are the Nazi zombies at the center of the earth. They live in the middle of the earth on a place that looks like Earth.
It looks like Earth.
Yes.
In the middle of the Earth.
But it's in the center of the earth.
Where's the magma? Isn't that where the magma
There
is?
isn't any.
There's no magma?
Hitler sort of believed in the hollow earth theory, He thought there was some thought that he thought you could send airplanes, into the center of the earth and have them come out the other side over London.
Oh, they should have tried that.
He kept looking into that sort of thing, as I recall reading somewhere.
Well, there must be magma.
But Werner von Braun said, no.
Said no.
No, we can't. No,
You
it's
can't
not
tell the
gonna work
Fuhrer
out.
no.
We're not going to.
He doesn't take. Does not take no. for
There is
an
no
answer.
shortcut to launching the rockets over Britain. No shortcut. You have to go right from here to there. No shortcuts.
All right, let's see. Oh, there's a video game version of Iron Sky?
Oh, didn't I? Now I feel like we've talked about it with.
Oh, yeah, Punk reviewed him.
Reviewed it a long time ago.
He, of course, loved it.
Mm-hmm.
He loves all the fine films.
He's a fine film critic. Discernible.
See, I haven't caught up on the big things yet. Like, I haven't seen Rocket Man yet. I don't have time for Iron.
I think I'm going to go see
Nazi
I want to go
movie.
see Godzilla for Father's Day.
I was sad to hear that it got moved out of IMAX. I wanted to see it in IMAX. It may not be the case totally, but they were sticking something else in. I want to say Aladdin. I think they said they were sticking Aladdin.
I finally took the kids to see Aladdin.
And
kids like it.
Of course.
You didn't stay. You just let them.
No, I
And what'd you think?
I liked it. It was good.
Oh,
They
okay.
changed it. They changed some key plot points in
Blasphemy.
Don't give it away. No spoilers with Aladdin. Could you tell me the parrot? It's not a cartoon parrot, right?
No, it's a real parrot.
It's a real parrot.
That's not a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
But they said that the live action one has now made more money than the cartoon did, which is kind of surprising.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
And Will Smith, he was fine.
Was he really?
Yeah. You can't,
He's no Robin Williams.
no, but he was Will Smith. He wasn't trying to be Robin, as he shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right.
And there were lots of cute
I didn't
brown
like
people.
I didn't like the
Yeah.
cartoon, so I'm not going to go see them.
Yeah, Godzilla IMAX not in Utah.
Oh.
Too bad.
Damn it. All right,
See
sorry.
the promo. Ready?
I guess.
Here we go. On Thursday's Radio from Hell show.
Well, let's hope you know it's. What?
What? It's your classic inspector?
Well, let's hope you know your classic
Inspector?
I don't get it.
You mean Inspector Gadget? Is that who you mean?
Sorry, Katie writes these and we don't look at. Let's hope you know your classic inspector. Like
That-
Sherlock Holmes? Is that what? Okay.
Holmes.
Inspectors. Inspector?
She
It's
means
Sherlock Holmes trivia.
Oh, okay. Well, then say that.
All right.
I don't know what that means.
Here, let's try the whole thing.
Okay. On Thursday, well, no, let's just run that. Let's just run that as the promo.
You can make something of that.
X96. Okay?
Okay.
No, here we go. On Thursday's Radio from Hell show.
Well, let's hope you know your Sherlock Holmes because Beat Gina is happening at 7 a.m.
But don't forget that you have to offer Gina a prize to play.
And Sean Means will be here with his movie reviews at 8 a.m.
Plus, there'll be more, so don't miss Thursday's Radio from Hell show on X96. Seamless, even though we switched lines.
What big movie is opening?
Men in Black.
Oh, I didn't even notice I did that. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, Tessa Thompson and... and
Teaming up again.
Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
Teaming up again.
Was she...
Oh, yeah, she's the Valkyrie.
Again, you didn't see Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, they were quite the team in Thor Ragnarok, and then now they're in Men in Black together.
All right. I'm not a big fan of hers.
No?
No.
She's an ass kicker.
Yeah.
Eh? Huh?
She's the one in Westworld, right?
Yeah.
No. Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's the bad lady.
Mm-hmm. Oh, from the corporation.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
When's that new Westworld start?
Sometime in the future.
I saw a trailer for it.
Well, yeah, because it's like I was kind of out of it last season, but now I'm like, ooh, interesting in modern city.
Because it's now out away from the park. It's out in the real world, allegedly, if you can believe anything that show tells you.
And I think I'm back in probably.
Well, I just hope Willie Simpson isn't in it anymore.
Which one was he?
He's the guy who fell in love with Dolores. I think that's his name, the actor. Willie Simpson. I don't care for him too much.
It's not Willie Simpson.
It's Willie something.
It's not Willie anything.
Yes, it is.
The actor?
Yeah.
Who plays?
Yeah.
Are you going to make me look?
He played Cyclops in the original X-Men movies.
No. You're thinking of James Marsden.
Yeah.
No,
he doesn't fall in love with Dolores.
James Marsden.
Oh, the other guy who fell in love with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The human.
Jeffrey Wright.
Oh, the human.
No, not Jeffrey Wright.
The human. Willie Simpson. That's his name.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you see a Willie Simpson on Westworld?
Is this the show? Is this what we get paid for?
I don't know. We're going to have to carry this off.
Okay. We're good. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who Willie Simpson is?
It's Jimmy Simpson.
Oh, Jimmy Simpson.
Willie.
Thank you.
That's my
That's your sign off. Corey is next.
X96. 1 hour nonstop music winding.